going on, everybody? My name is C4. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're for a brand new College Football 27 Dynasty Rebuild. This one was close. This was probably the most active comment section when I said who should we rebuild next. And I think I got an idea of like who our next couple are to be, but I think there was just a little bit more motion to take over Virginia Tech. Now, Virginia Tech has always been kind of one of the big sleeping programs that could be good. They just haven't been in a minute. They get James Franklin coming over from Penn State. Now, I know that James Franklin here in Penn State is complicated. I would say for me, I really do think he's a really good coach. I think going back to his time in Vandy, like he made Vandy pre-NIL era like the best. Like Vandy was always the laughingstock of the SEC. And like he had Vandy playing some pretty competitive football. And I've always been a big fan of him. And I think, you know, going to a place that might not have the extreme expectations that Penn State had, I think James Franklin could be very successful here. So, what do we have to work with a team, with a roster? It's a good roster. Again, I very much appreciate it. I'm not even asking at this point for you guys to give me like 3-star rebuilds. But I still think there was another like patch that came into the game for College Football 27. Like, I still don't think the 0-1, 2-star dynasties that we're going to get to. Absolutely, we're going to get to. And I'm going to announce something maybe tomorrow on the week. I don't know yet. But I think the funnest rebuilds right now are like the teams that are in like 2.5 to 3.5 stars, somewhere in that range. And you guys, all the teams you're suggesting, without even me kind of giving you those requirements, are falling in that range. So for that, I am very, very grateful. Take a look at our roster here. We got an interesting situation at quarterback. Grunkemeyer, I believe, transferred from Penn State. Star dev trait sophomore. I mean, he's been like one of the top quarterbacks in the last couple of college football games. And what you get with him is pretty good skill caps. Only 2 skill caps in accuracy, 2 skill caps in throw power, 3 skill caps in IQ. And, you know, relatively speaking, like he can move around a little bit for a pocket passer. So he looks pretty interesting, has a dev trait to boot. But there is a very height freshman on this roster, Bryce Baker. At 6'2", 212, also has a star dev trait, has a little bit better arm than Grunkemeyer. Athleticism advantage goes to Baker as well. Skill caps, they're pretty much the same. It's a very interesting thing. I really this is almost like wish I was streaming. Like, who should we go with as our starting quarterback? My gut's saying Bryce Baker, but Grunkemeyer's, I mean, I've done other rebuilds where Grunkemeyer would be far and away the best quarterback we have. We'd be ecstatic to have him. And here I am trying to go with the backup. The rest of the roster here, we got a really nice running back room. Only 3 running backs on the roster. Hawkins, Bill Davis, and Jeffrey Overton. Overton's the one that I'm pretty excited. Local guy from Virginia, and best skill caps on the team for this position. They all have relatively pretty good skill caps, but as a redshirt freshman, 80 rated, I think Overton, he has a deal breaker right now of brand exposure. We got to try to, you know, that's probably like winning in your primetime games and stuff like that. I don't want him to leave via the portal. I think that's a guy that absolutely could be the go-to game-changing running back for us long-term. Wide receiver rooms where maybe things get a little bit like, okay, you know, we got Quishon Brown, 85 rated, got good speed. He's undersized at 5'8", 170, but if you're going to be that build, give me 91 speed, 94 acceleration. We have Aiden Green. We have Tyseer Denmark. Like all these guys, I love the fact that this speed is start with a 9. But in terms of like ceiling, gonna be here for most of the rebuild type wide receivers. You know, we have some guys that don't have good dev traits that have great skill caps, which is, you know, kind of been the nature here. I think this guy here, Shamarius Peterkin. Great name. 77 rated sophomore. Pretty good skill caps. Also has an impact dev trait. 6'2", 92 speed, 93 acceleration. Looks like a very fun player. But I mean, I'm going to be honest. Virginia Tech, as soon as I started looking at this roster, I was like, you guys gave me a good one here. Because I like a lot of what they got. 2 tight ends, 2-headed attack. Gosnell, Luke Reynolds transferred from Penn State. He has they both have decent dev traits. Reynolds with really good skill caps and a star dev trait. He'll probably be our tight end one going into the year. Offensive line is not too bad. We got 79, 76, 75, 78, and 77. Aiden Lynch here at right tackle, the sophomore, probably the most upsidey of our players. Really good run blocker. Kind of sucks that his pass blocking skill caps are what they are. But it's a solid offensive line. Definitely not the strength of the team. Definitely an area that I think we need to try to improve. Defensively as well, I think we're probably lacking star talent on the defensive side of the ball. You know, this guy looks good. Hilson has really good skill caps. Javion Hilson from Coca, Florida. Impact Dev. Ooh. Ooh. That might be a guy that I just play right away. I like what I see out of Mr. Hilson. Right defensive end, we have Okunlola. Is he related to the one on Miami? The lineman on Miami, really good lineman there. But overall, defensive edge pass rush needs to get figured out. We have the senior Kamari Copeland, who's a stud, 88 rated. We got Mr. Fall, who's an 81 rated. Got some nice little upsidey freshmen and sophomores here in Christian Evans and Emmett Laws. Skill caps aren't too bad. But I think our pass rush, unless we can get Hilson to pop off for us, needs to get a little TLC like the offensive line. Linebacker core, kind of more of the same. I like the athletes. I love the athletes across the board on Virginia Tech. 78 starting Mike, but we got 88 speed, 91 acceleration. I'm about that. Oh, backup linebacker, George Balance. 89 speed, 92 acceleration. I'm all about it. 90 acceleration on Jordan Bass, our sophomore Will linebacker. And look at this. Star dev trait. Skill caps are very good. And what's his deal breaker right now? Brand exposure as well. It's kind of a popular one that's creeping up here. But you know what? We turned this program around. We have better than expected type results year one. I think a lot of these guys are going to start to buy in to the project that we have going here. The secondary, we got Jacquez White, 89, 86 for Brown Murray, 85 for Chadwick, 81 for Williams. But all these guys are like veteran players. In terms of upside, we have Jamari Deloach, freshman, 5'9", 180 nickel. Ooh. Not the best skill caps there. Only has room for growth in 2-man coverage, 1 zone coverage. So that kind of stings a little bit. For the safety room also does not get much better. So the secondary defense, I mean, we got good athletes. I'll just put it that way. I think there's a lot of interesting pieces, skill position on offense. Got to figure out who's going to be our quarterback one, but it's pretty clear that the trenches on both sides of the football and the secondary need to get improved quickly. Now, the thing that I love to be able to offer in my College Football 27 Dynasty Rebuilds here through the power of PC mods, we are using realistic recruiting classes for 2027 to start off all of our rebuilds right now. So taking a look at Virginia Tech's class, the first of the James Franklin era, we got Peter Bork at quarterback, 4-star, Karhoff at tight end, Luttrell on the offensive line, Buchanan as a center, Buchanan as a D lineman. Got Perkins, got a couple nice players there. Well, through the power of mods, we got them. We got all of the big-time recruits for Virginia Tech so far in real life. Now, there is also an element that when we utilize this, it kind of does eliminate the recruiting process of year one of these Dynasty Rebuilds, which it's a trade-off for me. I'd trade off to have the realism and maybe not have overall the best class that I would have been able to if I was just operating within the confines of the game. I think we saw in our first Dynasty Rebuild that we did using this mod with Washington. We just did that. Go check it out. Banger. Their top flashy get in real life, Trey Moore at wide receiver, 4-star, IRL 4-star, ended up by the end of the rebuild breaking like Big Ten records and stuff like that. That was cool to see. And let's see if we can do it. Now, I will say for Peter Bork, unfortunately, I love the fact that he actually looks like a pretty decent quarterback. Quarterback ain't a problem for us right now. Unless the portal gets pretty unforgiving, I think probably Bryce Baker is going to be our guy going forward. But, I'll never nitpick on being able to land like a 4-star tackle or a 4-star center. They'll definitely thrive and get a lot of minutes. Actually, kind of in terms of our budget and stuff, it's not actually great. It is quite significantly lower than Washington and Minnesota the last couple of rebuilds. That still being said, 1,400 points. You start looking at some of the 0 and 1-star programs and what you're working with. It could be a lot worse, but we're not going to be able to spend crazy money here early on. We're going to have to earn some NIL bucks. I hate the upgrade facility AD expectation. I get it. It's just, it's always so expensive. And it's like you never recoup it for the value. Like it'll cost us way more than $750 to go get it. But have 50 or fewer turnovers on offense this season. Maybe we get that, maybe we don't. But I think the big one's Virginia. That's going to be our huge game. Cashing against Virginia. 200 NIL bucks. That is, for where we are as a program, that's like 2 4-star guys that we can go and try to land in the transfer portal. So we got to make sure we beat Virginia this year. Starting with James Franklin as our coach, we have a pretty good ability tree here. Like recruiters starting to get flushed out a little bit. We have talent developer, 4-4 for passing game, 4-4 for the receivers. We're working. We know the boosts suck. All right, I did that video that the guy did the math. and basically found a lot of these are really worth the kind of points. I don't know. I'm just a sucker for just playing the game and blindly hoping things are like, again, everybody eats. Remember, 5%. It cost me $40, 40 coach points. And that's a 5% increase for my quarterbacks. Like, oh my God, what is that in the grand scheme? It's like an extra 500 XP on the year. Now we do a program builder. So this, I mean, we got set the tone, already unlocked. I don't really know which ones I'd... That one, coaching family, is always kind of good. It's just annoying to have your coordinators constantly just like a revolving door there. We got inside track, which is 25% more XP from completed goals. I can also get the ability to see other schools' at-risk players in my school. Portal preview. I might buy. I don't think I've ever had that. We have 2 to 3 on relationship builder. Invest your best pipelines. We can also right now get it so that upgrades our school's 5 worst pipelines by 1 tier. Or we have strong roots, which will give us a boost to interest recruits from our primary pipeline. You know what? I'm thinking with our, but we'll go right there. Dude, I'm just, it fits with my ethos of how I want to do these rebuilds. Every time I do a rebuild, you know, especially these 3-star programs that I'm not trying to build them up from the ground. I want to dominate the state. I want to get every good 4, 5-star, 3-star gem that comes out of Virginia. Strong Roots is going to help us do that. The last piece of business before we get into year 1 is take a look at the schedule here. And, I mean, the ACC is the ACC. We got Miami. They're always tricky. SMU, how good are they really? Like, I get it. We're a 3-9 program. Coming off a 3-9 season, 14th in the conference. A lot of room for growth, and we got to show respect that, like, we're probably not at this stage. We're probably similar level to Pitt. Cal has JKS at quarterback, so there's an advantage there. Georgia Tech, I mean, they're going through a little bit of a transitionary period. Clemson's Clemson. I think we'll be all right this year. And also shout out Maryland. Maryland was the runner-up for our next Dynasty Rebuild. They're probably going to be who we do next. Really want to play with Malik Washington and try to see if we can make him a Heisman contender, Heisman winner. I knew Maryland was going to be our first test. We go 2-0 to start the year, go to Maryland, and I'm not going to say blew it, but we lost in the 4th quarter. Malik Washington, advantage quarterback to Maryland. I decided to go with Grunkemeyer as our starter. Try to get the vibes around Virginia Tech as it feels close between the Penn State transfer and North Carolina transfer. But we'll go with Grunkemeyer. He's playing well, but just not well enough to beat Maryland. We get to our first rivalry game of the season at 4-2. Couple slip-ups, but for the most part, it's like about as well as you could have hoped with all the moving pieces here in James Franklin's first year trying to establish himself at Virginia Tech. But I think a great way to kind of speed up the establishing process. Obviously, it'd be nice to beat some of the big-time teams, the Clemsons, the ranked opponents, but, like, start winning your rivalry games. And I think Georgia Tech also has had a lot of roster turnover, lost their offense in a way, their offensive identity, going to my beloved Florida Gators. So I think there's a great opportunity here for us in Week 7 to get a rivalry win to kind of kick off and get some momentum this year. Plus, 5-2 could be getting ready to flirt with a ranking. I mean, I'd have to mute it anyway. Do they have, like, the full Enter Sandman entrance? Always going to do it just because, obviously, as a YouTuber, that's going to get flagged right away. Napster-era Metallica, you know? I remember that. Oh, no, fellas. Kind of game where you're down 17-0. It hasn't given us one moment to play, but luckily Georgia Tech fumbles, and it gives us the football here in our first advantageous position all day at home, man. The crowd is bummed out, down 17. Can we make it? We can crawl back here, make it a 7-point deficit. No. The answer to that is nope. Insta-shed. It was absurd pass rush from Georgia Tech there. And, I mean, I'll be honest. For me, I know we got a couple new quarterbacks. I'm not married to one of them. Grunkemeyer's played well during that 4-2 start, but, like, this is pathetic. First rivalry game. We had 1 minute to play, which was an all-out. They pretty much ran engage 8 that our offensive line was shocked. The Tecmo Bowl. Embarrassing. James Franklin on the hot seat off of this performance, I'm being honest with you. What a terrible 4-2 gives you shit if you get 32-0 against Georgia Tech. Well, let's go back to just like that's a quality win. Clemson. Not a rivalry game. Doesn't really, improve the morale too much. Grunkemeyer, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. Still, hasn't firmly established himself as the guy. But our run game's been good enough. And defensively, it's kind of one of those just somehow good enough type performances. That's it at 5-3. I think a win over ranked SMU can kind of put that Georgia Tech stinker in the rear view. On the road, too, so it's like a quality, not like we're trying to get this dub at home. We haven't played, maybe there's a little bit of nervousness playing at home. That Georgia Tech game was at home. They were a team that just, you've seen it. Some teams are just better on the road than they are at home. It's I don't think that's the mentality that I want as a dynasty program to be. We're always going to choke in the big moments when the pressure's high, but right now, in the infancy of the James Franklin Virginia Tech era, stacking wins is the most important thing, and we have a competitive game here against a ranked SMU that has playoff aspirations. We're just trying to do better than the 3-win season that we're coming off of. 34-26. And ladies and gentlemen, this team, straight simming, has beat Clemson. Clemson has kind of fallen off the map a little bit. They still have a Clemson roster. And then we just took down ranked SMU. And it is Grunkemeyer. Almost 300 yards, 2 touchdowns, getting player of the game. What a win. So off of the SMU upset, we now are rated the number 22 team in all of college football. I mean, look, this is just the window of context here. We beat Clemson. We beat SMU. And I think if you can beat those teams, Stanford's not going to be easy. They're 5-4. But if we can beat Stanford and Virginia, we have to beat Virginia to get that NIL buck 80 expectation. Miami, they're the number 1 team in the nation. We already know that. That's probably going to be not great. But if we go 2-1 in that time frame, we should finish this season with a ranking, which I did not think that was going to happen. I was thinking maybe we'd be 7 wins was kind of our ceiling. And, I mean, maybe just with how the year has gone, 7 wins could get us ranked still. Fuck off. Fuck you, buddy. Fuck you, buddy. You kidding me? Stanford, we lost to the nerds. They have a 75 overall quarterback, over 400 yards and 3 touchdowns. And Grunkemeyer had 38% completion percentage. What the hell? Fellas. It wasn't even, their defense had 1 sack. How did this happen? Maybe we gotta watch it happen. So let's see if we can grab front row seats, and if Virginia Tech could get upset of the year on the road against the undefeated number 1 Miami Hurricanes. Come on, it's a rivalry game. Be a great signature win of the James Franklin era here in Virginia Tech. Would be an all-time win for Virginia Tech, honestly. Boy. I hope we made the right call with our quarterback. I think Grunkemeyer was the right decision. I think Bryce Baker would have been reactionary, trying to just believe that just because purely freshman 1 extra year potentially. But oh my God, dude. Well, let's do this to Virginia. Let's beat Virginia 50-3 and finish the season with a little motion, a little momentum. God damn it, man. So far away. So close, so far away. But 7-5, we can still win the final game. 7-5 is kind of like what I was thinking is best case for this year. Again, this is a team that's a year removed from a 3-win season. The Commonwealth Clash at home. 5-6 Virginia, 6-5 Virginia Tech. This is going to be a rock fight. A couple things we need to do here today. We are on 13 turnovers. We have to have 15 or fewer on offense this season. I'm pretty sure that does carry over if we do play in a bowl game to a bowl game. Pretty sure. Could be wrong. But I'm going to go into this game being like, we beat Virginia and have 2 or fewer turnovers. It's going to be a great way to end the year. Let's go. Let's build up some goodwill. Get a couple 80 expectations met here. Send the home fans happy. Get ourselves maybe into a decent bowl game. And we are going to be... Shit, LeBron to the Sixers? What? Wow. I'm not an NBA fan. I just get a lot of Philly sports on the timeline, so I've always kind of rooted for the the Sixers and the Raptors because they're Canadian, but other than, you know. Wow. All right, if LeBron can go to the Sixers, Virginia Tech can beat Virginia and get 280 expectations met here. We are coming off a game that was, I mean, we're still probably rattled a little bit from getting demolished by Miami. Here's a terrific opportunity. We're going to have to probably come into. It's feeling like one of them games that they're going to need us to spoon feed points. 3rd and 10. I will say, Grunkemeyer has not sold me being like the franchise. That's a great little play there. The franchise guy. You know, he's going into his year as a junior. We only can have one more turnover in this game. Oh my God, dude. How are we so bad? Like, we were good. We were like, there was a point in time that our team was like, holy crap, we were ranked. And when was the last time we had a lead? Okay, we'll come in here. We can still have one turnover. 15 will still get us the check mark, which I don't really care about the 50 NIL bucks we get, but it's the job security. I can't throw the pick. If a pick happens, it's a sim. I can wash my hands of it and say it wasn't me. Now, also, I mean, there could be a chance that there was a fumble or something like that would count as a turnover, but right now, come on, let's get a touchdown here. Go right to the tight end. Beautiful. Over the shoulder. Go ahead score for the Hokies. Ice in the veins. 4-point lead, extra point pending in a... Oh... How do we get no points? I was just in the red zone. How is our team so bad in the red zone? We get an INT by Caleb Spencer. It's going to be enough for us to get the victory. The Commonwealth class goes to Virginia Tech. Hopefully we had 2 or fewer turnovers. Get 2 check marks on the AD expectation. LeBron is a Sixer. Let's see what we have here, statistically speaking. Turnovers. Let's just go look at the turnovers. We had 2 turnovers. That's fine. Hopefully it does not carry over into bowl season. I don't think it does, but also it could. Judging by the fact that we have the check mark for beating Virginia, but we did not get the check mark for having 15 or fewer turnovers, it may continue into the bowl game. Oh my God, we're going to lose it on a... Like, we're going to play like, you know, FCS West and throw 1 pick and lose that on that goal for a bowl game. Oh, look, okay, yes. Does not count the bowl game. Hopefully I remember that for the next time. 2 out of 380 expectations. Beautiful. More importantly, you know, we're getting 5 points of green towards our job security. Very happy that the turnover expectation does not carry in the bowl game. This could be a tricky one. This could be a rough one. Birmingham Bowl, LSU. Yeah, they're a different area code of talent. And they're going to be pissed off that the season didn't go the way they wanted to first year under Lane Kiffin. This could be a rough one. But you know what? It's a snow game. Should be advantage us. And, you know, this is also the downside of like a big team like this. Disappointing year. You have guys sit out the bowl game. And this means something to us, Virginia Tech. This would be a stellar win to go into the offseason with a lot of momentum. So, you know what? Let's go for it. We're up 4. 2nd and goal. On the 5. I think this is going to be my RB1 going forward. Overton, he was the freshman. Love his skill caps. But, oh, he's the speed option. Speed at running back. They might have nerfed speed at wide receiver a little bit, which I think was a good thing in this game. They made it so, like, you know, if your press man is not always an insta-win. However, I think speed at running back is undefeated in this year's game. Do like the arm bar. Do like throwing stiff arms. But look, when you want to, especially in a game like this, you're going to find out what team wants it based off of who can run the football. And right now, we're going to see if we can tuck and run here. Oh, baby. LSU doesn't want to be here. And this is going to be a quality win. Look at that. We've 6 points. You didn't think it garbage time score here, whatever. Too little, too late. And maybe just even off of this performance, I got a little bit more confidence behind Grunkemeyer as our quarterback going forward. Assuming he doesn't leave out of the portal. 34-13 for the Hokies. We win the Birmingham Bowl. We finish year 1 of the James Franklin era, 8-5 with a bowl win. Yes, we got embarrassingly thrashed by most good teams we played this year, but not this one. In the bowl game, Grunkemeyer played efficient football. Wasn't a crazy game, but we ran the football very well. We had our defense wanted to actually get out there and play. Love the fact no one really did anything. Got a couple TFLs here by Copeland. It's a hell of a win. There's no other way to put it. That is a nice win to end the year here in year one of this rebuild. End of the year, Ohio State takes down Miami because Ohio State is the final boss cheat code. Take a look at our regular season stats. We have 20 touchdowns to 10 picks for Grunkemeyer. Has a deal breaker being active right now. Dang. Okay. Got a lot of deal breakers. Jesus Christ. Okay. Well, not looking forward to the NIL menu that we're about to go to. We got a... Yeah, all of our seniors could have deal breakers. That'd be fine. Get a deal breaker on Overton. Great exposure. We got a deal breaker on Luke Reynolds, our top receiver. Tight end Luke Reynolds. 828 yards, 7 touchdowns. Came and followed James Franklin from Penn State. Aiden Green there. Oh my God. Everyone wants to leave the team. So that is so awesome. And I'm so happy to see that. Defensively, Copeland was our most productive pass rusher by far. D tackle, 6'2", 290, 13 TFL, 7 sacks, 3 picks by Quentin Reddish, the sophomore. And look, hey, no deal breaker there. Good. Happy to see that. Someone wants to be here. Now we take a look here at end of season NIL. It's pretty much everybody. Yep. Let me do a little bit of digging. If you have a good dev trait, good skill caps. This guy here, sophomore, but a star dev Sam linebacker. I'm gonna guess you have a decent skill cap, so we're gonna give you 5 NIL. And Terry will give you 5 NIL. I mean, honestly, all these players, all it's gonna take is 5, so I don't have to go spend big to keep you out of the portal. That would be pretty nice. So we'll go 15 on Lawrence Deloach, one of our upside DBs. We have Malachi Williams, an edge rusher. We'll get that into the green. We have Grunkemeyer, Bill Davis, the tight end, Gosnell, Reynolds. We can't lose both these tight ends. So we'll go 170 on Reynolds. I think they could coexist here, though, but I don't want to spend insane amount. Because I think Reynolds actually might have been our slot. Yeah. You know what? Now that I think about it, you don't want to. We're not a program that can have, like, 400 NIL between 2 tight ends. Especially because we got to pay our top DB to try to keep him out of the portal. So we'll go up to probably 180, 190. We have Quashawn Brown, our top wide receiver. He's looking for a little bit of a payday. I think we can bring that up to maybe 170. White, our top DB. 220 playing style. I mean, it's just a bad deal breaker. But he's good, and we're only going into, like, it's a 1-year thing. We'll get that NIL back. He's not like I'm committing this to a freshman or sophomore that we're going to have a 270 NIL in the book for the foreseeable future. I want Overton. I think this guy has a great chance to be our RB1. And then it comes down Grunkemeyer at quarterback. I think I'll go 85, and we'll see what happens. If he leaves, I'm intrigued with Bryce Baker. If he doesn't and stays, we'll figure it out. So there's of the players leaving. Got a lot of guys that entered the portal. We have Mr. Jacques White, high chance. Oh, no! Just lost an 88 corner on a high chance persuasion. No way. Okay, Overton. There we go. Okay, there's a win. There's a win. Thomas Williams. We have 5 chances, so we should be able to convince a lot of these guys. We'll get our freshman punter, because punters matter. We'll get Williams on the star dev trait. Nice. We'll get Bell back. Pro potential very high. So with 1 chance left, I mean, we might as well see if old Bill Davis, we can get the 1 in a million chance. We do not. But losing White certainly stinks. I mean, that's a guy probably after a training camp would have been well into a 90s, one of the highest rated corners in college football. He gone. And 1 player to the NFL, Kamari Copeland, goes in the 7th round. Seems like you might have went a little bit higher if I would have put money on it. I love it, man. Go and look at the transporter. All 3 stars. 3 stars can be good. 3 stars and 2 stars in the portal can actually be pretty damn good. But still just gives you an idea of, like, the perception of our... There's no way. There's no way that... Is that a real guy? Is that like a brother of JJ Arcega? There's no way someone also has that same last name unless this guy's a fake player. The biggest advantage of doing like the realistic recruiting classes is that it does give us more budget than if we were doing a standard, you know, default type rebuild, because we'd have to be spending, like, all these guys came for, you know, the bare minimum NIL, didn't get in bidding wars and stuff like that. So it gives us more room in year one to be aggressive in the transfer portal. So I'm going to look at try to add in a couple burners here in the backfield, and we're going to swing for the fences on a couple guys. We have Michael Terry, a 4-star Longhorn, hitting the transfer portal. I just think at 6'3", 230, like, that's a unique type. We have Jerome Bettis' kid at wide receiver. Tank Hawkins, a burner formerly of the Florida Gators, trying to just kind of re-up and retool that wide receiver room. A tight end can't be our wide receiver one. You know what I'm saying? All respect to Luke Reynolds. We're going to get a couple big names. I know like the ratings are going to be pretty high on some of these guys. Chrisman's because they're junior. That's probably why. If the class didn't have any weight on what the star rating is, I'm going to say both Chrisman and Umarov are like 4-star talents for sure, like 80 rated. So that's going to be an 80-plus rated left tackle if we can get it, 80-plus rated left guard if we can get it. We're going to go Westmoreland. Again, 2 stars in the portal are still pretty good. I know Westmoreland for a fact is like, he's definitely into the 80s. I might not be high 80s or anything like that, but enough for us to kind of go and retool our pass rush. Bosom, Naval Academy guy, maybe Army would be a good get. DJ Walker, one of the higher rated safeties in the game at the University of Ohio. So we're going to be aggressive there. Jamal Jarrett, 6'5", 375 D tackle from USC. And then the big splash play, I'm maxing out my NAL, Dwayne Galloway, a freshman transfer. I think he's from like Akron or something crazy like that. It's going to be tough because we have Ohio State and Penn State there. I'm going to try just hit the blitz, max NIL, and we'll see if we can bring him in as a true freshman. That would be quite the gem of this first recruiting class if we can find a way. It's going to be very tough. Not high expectations. We start by landing probably the second or third highest rated player we could go try to get, DJ Walker from Ohio. Get the near 400-pound Jamal Jarrett from USC. Get Jerome Bettis Jr. That could be a fun story if we can get him to develop into a baller, the Notre Dame transfer. We get Chrisman, we get Tank Hawkins. Umarov, I'm expecting him to be pretty highly rated. I remember he was a beast in our Peyton Manning Vols rebuild we did a couple days ago. And we get our #1 target, Dwayne Galloway, stealing him away from Ohio State. That is motion. So at the end of our first year at Virginia Tech, we finish with, I'd like to say top 30. Oh, we're right on the line there. Man, what happened with the Gators? Oh my God, fix the recruiting. They spent 0 NIL? Florida? Really? Look at the players that we brought in. We got we got Donovan Westmoreland, Impact Dev, Burn, Impact Dev, Roscop, Normal, Branham, Impact on DeAndre Cook, Jamal Jarrett comes with the star, Winfrey, Impact, Walker, Normal, Hawkins, Impact, Umarov, star, Bettis, Impact, Chrismond, Galloway. That's the important one. Star Dev trade on Galloway. I think he's going to be an absolute stud. Going into our high school recruits, we got Impact, Normal, Star Dev on Tyson Washington, Star Dev on Trumarion Moreland, the free safety, Normal, Impact, Bryce Woods, Impact, Normal, Buchanan, Impact, going into the, that's one of our 4 stars there. Got a Normal, ugh. All right, not the best in terms of like homegrown. Oh, get a star on Dylan Luttrell, the well-rounded tackle from Ohio. And then Bork, our quarterback, also comes with a Star Dev trait. Take a look at Galloway from training camp, the big get. I mean, obviously, it's not have, the guys that usually bring in don't have the most amount of points, but skill caps, skill caps gotta suck. I mean, with the fact that his run stuffing can almost, like, his run stuffing is going to be higher than his zone and man coverage. He could be a guy. 6 feet, 176 a little ass, but he might be a guy that might be better suited as a safety long term. But we'll max out his man coverage, and I think, 80, okay, it's not bad. It's not bad. He's a sophomore. Man, those skill caps suck. Damn it. At least Jamal Jarrett comes in as a senior one and done, but 87 rated, certainly going to help easily. We got to replace Kamari Copeland. He's going to be able to do that. Luke Reynolds was our leading receiver from a year ago, and I think we max out his hands. Brings up to an A6. He's not a blocker. That's not a scheme type, so we're going to go right in here and brings him up to an 88. He's going to enter this season. Definitely is one of the most hyped tight ends in the nation. Well, the big thing coming out of training camp is the quarterbacks. Grunkemeyer is our assumed starter. He has 34 upgrade points. Bryce Baker, 42 upgrade points. Who is going to be looking better just out of on paper. I think it could be close. I think Baker could close the gap. Let's see. With Baker, we do, I mean, I don't want to blow 20 points on throw power. 90 throw power is still, like, that's a good point of entry. But look, that's just upgrading accuracy, not doing anything to his base rating. Very surprising, but IQ is doing it. IQ is moving the needle. Okay. That's still, I mean, I get archetypes, a lot of stuff's different. Can we snag a physical? We can't. So he's a 78. Interesting. Oh, well, Grunkemeyer's probably going to be, well, now the question would be, can we take Grunkemeyer to the next level? Let's go on his accuracies here. I mean, this might be the one to bite the bullet and get him into the 90 throw power. And it brings him up to an 80. I'm not going to lie. I thought, honestly, between both those quarterbacks, the ratings would be higher after our first training camp. Those who go to your number 2, and I will tell you right now, you better notice that this webcam looks better. Literally got a DSLR webcam since the last segment. And I hope it's noticeable. Thanks for all the support, allowing me to do some upgrades. I also got a new 2 terabyte SSD card that I got to figure out as someone that's never even looked at the inside of a computer to figure out how to slot that in my motherboard. That's what I got going on this evening. But we are here for year 2 of Virginia Tech. And I think we're looking pretty good. I will still say a little bit of a bummer looking at the initial recruiting. This is always kind of what gives you like the vibe check. How does your team stand amongst the rest of college football? And we're still not getting 4 stars. Still not getting 4 stars, at least that have like first place interest, which is fine because we're gonna be chasing after pipeline guys. There are 4-star players from Virginia. There are 4-star players from North Carolina, which we have a really strong pipeline with there. And what's MD? Is that Maryland? I think that's Maryland. I think that's another one, like Delaware, right? We got some nice pipelines that we will be chasing after. A couple 4 stars, but still, generally speaking, I don't think we're going to have a crazy recruiting class. It's not going to be kind of one of those things where we're speed running it a little bit like we did with, like, we had much better initial starting interest when we were the Washington Huskies than we were Virginia Tech. But you like to think, like, generally speaking, those programs are pretty close in the same area of the food chain. So yeah, we'll get a targets list out here. It's gonna be, again, mostly all pipeline guys. I think our roster, at least for year 2 in particular, is still gonna be predominantly built through the transfer portal. But you'd like to get a couple nice dev trade players. Taking a look at our schedule. This was already generated. I'm not gonna lie, if I didn't already click this, I'd probably remove this Notre Dame game. Week 0 against Notre Dame. And then I have Liberty, NC State, Georgia Tech, SMU, Maryland, North Carolina. Miami is the number 2 preseason ranked. Duke's ranked preseason. Pittsburgh gave us trouble a year ago. They were a 9-win program. Wake Forest is not bad. Like, literally, I don't think we have one bad team on the schedule this year at all. Everybody, look at 8 wins. NC State had 3 wins. And then I know that they're probably going to be, what, like mid to high 70s. So I think I got our target. 16, still a little on the high side, but I think because there's a lot of 3 stars, maybe we'll get some of these guys locked in. But we got a couple 4s. We have Koa Payne, who's from Virginia. We want to try to land him. We have Ose, who's from North Carolina, but that's a top pipeline for us. Keys from Virginia, looks pretty good. 230-pound thumper with 91 acceleration, 88 tackle. Isaiah Harris looks sick. Virginia beats Virginia 6'1", 211, so a little bit undersized, but 90 speed, 93 acceleration. And all of his other stats are, you know, into the 70s, which is a pretty good baseline. But here are the big 2. We have Daniel Johnson, a really, really solid tackle. And we have the 5-star Kelly Reed Jr. from Chester, Virginia. It is a point every rebuild that I do. I want to dominate my home state. And what better way to land a potential? I don't know. Looking at the other schools, Ohio State has a top-tier pipeline as well. Alabama's right there. We gotta try. If you're not trying, what else are you doing? Quarterback, again, kind of chasing after more so, you know, high percentage play that we can go get him. Do I love the fact that we're looking at a 5'10", 215-pound quarterback? Not so much. Look at this guy, Malik Thompson for Virginia, 6'6", with 95 speed, 92 spectacular catch, 91 catch in traffic, 82 release, 79 deep running, 3-star. There's no way that guy's not at least a fucking 85. We also get our 80 expectations. We still have the elite facilities, which, we got 6. That's just not going anywhere until I decide I want to do that. And I don't think we have the budget to really deal with that. But we got to beat Virginia by 3 points. Doable. Sign a top 60 class on national signing. Very doable. Both those are very attainable and would give us 400 NIL bucks at the end of the year as a nice little boost. So the big thing for me as we go into year 2 is to go into week 0 against Notre Dame. We got to trust our decision at quarterback. We have Grunkemeyer, who was the starter last year. You know, was fine. You have Bryce Baker. Also, I mean, there's not a lot in the two. You get a little bit more athleticism from Baker. You get a little bit more accuracy from Grunkemeyer. Throw power is exactly the same. The question for me is we have Peter Bork, the 4-star that's coming in. And when you look at it, Peter Bork's kind of the mix of the two. He has exactly the most athletic quarterback on the roster. Yes, okay, he's 10 overall points lower than Grunkemeyer, but look at the skill caps. We got, I mean, they're not perfect, but we got 2 skill caps for accuracy, only 1 skill cap for power, 3 for IQ, a couple there for elusiveness and quickness for a dual threat, which we may want to use for his skill set. But like generally speaking, we have 3 very good skill cap quarterbacks. Baker and Grunkemeyer obviously are organic players, and Bork is part of that IRL realistic recruiting class. But it's one of those things where, you know, Bork looks special. Bork also has the potential to reach the highest of highs and maximize those skill peaks more than Grunkemeyer, more than Baker. Both Baker and Grunkemeyer have deal breakers, pro potential, and it's not even close. D+ for both of them right now. So you could make an argument that we go with the real gem of Virginia Tech's 27 recruiting class, Peter Bork, as our QB1. I don't think we do that against Notre Dame, but you know what? I'm going to probably put him ahead of Bryce Baker. And I would not be surprised if at some point this year I just pull the trigger and we commit that like Peter Bork will be the guy by the time he's a senior that will lead Virginia Tech to a national championship. We'll do the right thing. I'll try to keep an element of realism to these rebuilds. Grunkemeyer is going to start. We're not going to start a true freshman quarterback on the road at Notre Dame. But I'm thinking, looking at our schedule here, say Grunkemeier's struggling. Say barely have more touchdowns than picks. Say we're not winning a whole lot. Say we lose to Notre Dame. And, you know, maybe, like going into Miami. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games. If we're 3-4, 4-3, something like that, and things aren't looking too good, maybe we just rip the Band-Aid off and go with Bork. But Grunkemeyer is still a talented quarterback. I would not be shocked if maybe we can find a way to upset Notre Dame. And I think some here could be a wild card. We got Jerome Bettis Jr., former Fighting Irishman. I have him as our starting slot wide receiver. He might have a day. Let's see, opening drive. Can I maybe inspire an opening drive touchdown? At South Bend, we are on the 31, 3rd and 7. Reynolds, Hawkins, Bettis. We got some undeniable speed on this team right now. That was a priority for me in the portal. Going to get Tank Hawkins. Jerome Bettis in the middle. We're going to set Overton in motion. Love to find Bettis on opening drive touchdown. Silence his old team. You know, legacy player. They should have done right by him. Shouldn't have let that guy out the building. Oh, he got it. Mismatch. That's why you throw it up to the big 6'6" tight end. That is what we want to see on the opening drive. Defense gets a stop. Keep it ugly. Notre Dame is able to score. We haven't had the football again on offense. Oh, boy. Come on. Come on. Do it yourself. There we go. Go to the second half. 4-point lead. Great drive in the second half. Had to settle for 3, which you hate doing on the road. These need to be touchdowns. We can't be settling for field goals and have any intention of going win. Come on, James Franklin. You know this. This is why you got fired at Penn State. 1:16 remaining on the road at Notre Dame. Can I at least get them into field goal range where the computer has to make it Oh, we get a little bit of separation. That DB close grab doesn't matter. It's a linebacker. We'll take that. That is the best tight end in the nation. Luke Reynolds. Penn State transfer. I'll take that against a linebacker every day of the week. I think we can go hit to him again. Just keep feeding him. One more first down, and I think I'll let the CPU do what it may. You know, we're running low on time here a little bit. We still have a timeout. We're in motion. Can we get this to Bettis? Can we get this to Bettis? Against his old team. Not a great throw at all. And we're going to have to burn a timeout there. But look at that. Grunkemeyer's efficient. 200 yards. 2 touchdowns, no picks. James Franklin very satisfied with how his team... Nah, fuck this. We're playing this. We're playing this. I already know we're going to lose to, like, Liberty next week. Straight 7 minutes. So let's make this count. Oh, gee. We got to build up some equity here. We have no more timeouts, but a first down stops the clock. We'll go a little mesh here. Get to the line quick. Let's get to the line real quick. No huddle, no huddle, no huddle. And we'll run post wheel. We're going to look for the B. We'll do ourselves. Get the blocks. Somebody block somebody. Want to block somebody. Okay, one more play, one more shot, and if this doesn't work, whatever. Field goal, they might still try to go for it once. I think it'll be, but I want to see, like, can we get like a nice, just Texas route here to the running back. Go ahead, score. We had X at the top of the screen. Oh my God, C4. I had X. X was right there, staring me in the face. All right, it's going to be on the CPU here. Make the field goal and force this into overtime. Should we get it? Opening drive, Notre Dame in overtime. Score a touchdown. We, in overtime, score a touchdown. I feel like we did the job in overtime 1. I'll come in and set off overtime 2. What an epic showdown here to kick off year 2 of the James Franklin era at Virginia Tech. We're going to keep on keeping on. Feed 85. Something about, man, a college team that, like, their tight ends, their wide receiver 1. Like, going back to Penn State, right? Tyler Warren. I don't even know what button his is, but I think it was X. And it certainly was. I believe that is Brown, our wide receiver 1, gets in with the touchdown. I swear to God, did we go lose this because we went for 2? Do we have to go for 2? For fuck's sakes. That's the rule, right? It's second overtime. You have to start going for 2. Well. You tried. You tried. Tell you what, for what it's worth, beat Liberty, and Grunkemeyer gets Player of the Week, so that may quiet getting the true freshman Bork on the field anytime soon. I'm struggling to kind of maintain our board. It's fun to try to get Reed. There's just no way we're going to catch Ohio State here, I don't think. We've improved. We got ourselves in the mix, but that's just way, way too big of a gap, and I've maxed out my NIL on him, so... We'll cut our losses so that we can get our best shot at signing the other 11 targets on our board. I know we're after some 4-stars, but I think the 3-star Malik Thompson is the prospect I'm the most hyped about. Just insane build. Maybe the best 3-star wide receiver I've ever seen. We had a big win over SMU. They're unranked, so that it wasn't as hyped as it was a year ago. But with that, we get our 2 4-star recruits on the board, signed and committed. We get the corner as well. He's the last one they're waiting for. Absolutely. So getting most of the top players from Virginia that we had a realistic shot at getting. I mean, after that stumble against Notre Dame, which has been obviously the toughest game on our schedule so far, 5-1 going into week 7 against North Carolina, another team I've been seeing in the comments. You guys want to see me rebuild a lot. I mean, we might have just turned the season around. Like, we're competing right now. 1 loss, and we haven't lost within the conference yet. Swear to God, like, I couldn't have fucking timed that out. Like, lose to North Carolina. Right, I was going to say, if we had that hype, we would have been undefeated ACC play going up against number 2 Miami. But that's who we got now. And the rest of the schedules are tricky. Duke's not bad. Pitt's 4-2. Wake Forest and Virginia have got their wins this year. This game's at home, man. Maybe we'll get a little bit of magic here. Last time we played Miami was like 50-6. Come on. Come on. It's like one of those games you bring in Metallica live. See if we can help him out here. This is bad. feel like we just let this one roll. That'd be another field goal. Our old Franklin here. He's like, well, we paid NIL to our kicker, so let's make sure we use him. No, we're trying to upset Miami. We're not going to get into this, playing this game like we're the same species of program right now. So we're going to get that first. I'm going to use the timeout so we don't rush. 37 seconds. Plenty of time to operate. I guess the question will come down to if it's desperation. Do we just take the 3, go in 1 score down, or do we go for it on 4th down, touchdown or bust type vibes for this drive? Do not know. We're going to go with the X. Gets a little bit of separation. What a route. It's Quashawn Brown, our wide receiver 1. And that is huge points to give us a little bit of boost going to the second half. Come on. Oh, come on. Give me a chance. 4th down and what? 4th and 7. Yeah, here's verticals against a defense that probably all should be at least half them in the NFL right now. Hey, grab it. There we go. Don't need extra yards. Beautiful. Oh, another 4th down. Desperation was his 4th and 13 on the 27. I mean, at this point, stop hauling me out for these moments. If you're just going to be like, all right, you're going to get the first down. Awesome. Thank you, C4. Now, here are 2 incompletions and a sack, and please help us out on 4th down. Someone come back to the football. No one came back to it. That's the worst thing when you run verts. And that should be something like if you had high awareness wide receivers when you run verts, they actually try to come back to the football. I mean, progress. We got smashed, but not as bad as we did last time. So, progress. So the way that I'm viewing this is, you know, we got Duke, Pitt, Wake Forest, and Virginia. Last year we went 8-5, and it feels like we didn't really go anywhere further, anywhere behind. It's, you know, so like I want to get 9 wins. I want to at least get 1 win better. You know, we can only lose 1 more time. And these games that we have remaining are far from easy, especially now that Pitt's ranked. Now we beat Duke. We're 6-3. Pitt 6-3. I feel like a win here over Pitt gets us a lot of confidence to win out for the rest of the year and be like just have that barometer of where we were last year, where we are this year, and it's like a natural progression. Because if we lose against Pitt, it feels like, you know, this is just 2 years in and we're pretty much indifferent in terms of progress as a program. So I may take some liberties with this one. I really feel like we need to win by all means. Unfortunately, Pitt, another school very high on the short list of Dynasty Rebuilds to do. I got Pitt up there. I got Maryland. I got North Carolina. I did North Carolina last year, so they're probably near the bottom of the to-do list. But I think Pitt would be pretty fun, and it's right in line with the kind of programs we like to look for. But I can tell you right now, Pitt is playing out of their minds. Suffocating defense through half of this game. Stadium pulse. I mean, they're ranked. Pitt has hyped. They haven't been this hyped since Kenny Pickett was their quarterback. Oh, right there. Oh, come on. You got to connect on that. That was a good ball. It was a good route. He got open. I think this is a go for it. Yes, field goal brings it with 1 score, but like, let's get some momentum. Field goal doesn't really get us momentum. Read it. Oh! That wasn't a good ball. It wasn't a good throw. It wasn't the right guy. That drive, though. Nice little touchdown drive for Virginia Tech. Brings us within 3. Can't get any momentum, though. As soon as you score, just debilitating Pitt. Now we're 4th and 10. Help us out, bail us out type drive. Again, just how's that? The guy wins off the line. How? I've never really liked this guy at quarterback. There's a reason why immediately I was like, should Bryce Baker be our quarterback? God damn it. I mean, we still got a chance, but I mean, fuck. What am I supposed to do with these moments? Hey, yo, come in on 4th and a mile and try and do something with a quarterback that has, like, Kirk Cousins' arm. Jesus. I mean, we're going to get PI on that? It's going to be whole. Oh, PI. Might actually be PI. Let's go. Okay. Sometimes the new, I mean, it's college football PI, so it's not that much of a help, but enough to give us a chance to go win it. Come on. Third and 16. Come on. Oh, let's go, Bettis. The minibus. Jerome Bettis Jr. trying to become his own guy. His dad, an absolute icon. One of my favorite players in NFL history. And he's going to try and become a Virginia Tech great. And I think if he can play a big part in a big upset win on Pitt, when all is said and done in the context of this rebuild, this could be a huge victory. Smash corners. We'll take a look at Bettis. Probably going to go Texas route for the running back here. Yep. Yup. Punches it in with 30 seconds to go. Extra point is going to be huge here. And ladies and gentlemen, Virginia Tech, I like to think beating LSU in the bowl game last year was enough to qualify. Like, that's a nice signature win. This right here, on the road, have failed at every big ranked opportunity so far. It feels nice to finally get one. Grunkemeyer, player of the game. Let's go. So context means a lot right now. We are the number 17 team in the nation. We are currently in pole position to go the ACC championship against the Hurricanes. Only thing standing in our way is our Commonwealth clash against Virginia, which has ties to our AD expectations. Pretty much have to beat them to get 200 free NIL bucks, which is very important. Our class rank's looking pretty good. We're 64 right now, and we're obviously, once we get to the transfer portal, we're gonna do a lot of work there. So we're in a good spot. But beat Virginia. If we lose to Virginia, are we playing with house money in this one as it relates to conference standings? Because, I mean, I don't know what the tiebreakers would be. Like, Louisville would have to win, but we'd be, you know, there's this chance that even if we blow this, we still are in the conference championship, which would be sick. But we don't want to do that. Let's win, get 200 NIL bucks, and secure a spot that probably lose to Miami by another 30 points. So as we go in this matchup, I like to think that our team just, for lack of better words and power, this team doesn't really fuck around. You know, like I remember we have like a little Rolodex. We've done Florida, Colorado, Oklahoma State, Tennessee, Minnesota, Washington. Like Oklahoma State fucked around. We would lose trap games at Oklahoma State. Minnesota was 50-50. Like what I can say so far with Virginia Tech. He's like, you know, feel like we haven't really lost many games that we're like, I had high expectations that we're going to win. This is the first big test to test that theory. This needs to be a win. We are a ranked team. The pressure's on because we have the implications of the ACC championship. It's a rivalry game. It's on the road, so it's favorable conditions for our opponents. And here we are, like, struggling to score and stop them. Fuck! Why can't it be easy sometimes? Down 12. Touchdown drive is needed here. What the hell kind of fucking YouTube route was that for my tight end? Fucking hits a Dwight Freeney spin move. Try to get separation in the middle of the field. Fellas. Fucking one step forwards by beating ranked Pitt. 7 steps backwards. Losing to a Virginia team that I don't even think is going to a fucking bowl game. We need a new this Grunkemeyer. I guarantee it's this fucking Grunkemeyer guy. He ain't it. Sorry. No. I mean, honestly, I've seen a lot worse. Not your fault. It's not you. It's me. I need someone better. It comes. Washington rebuild, Minnesota rebuild, Oklahoma State rebuild, Florida Gators rebuild. All those things have one thing in common. The quarterback doesn't fucking suck. The quarterback is not a passenger. This guy is a passenger more often than not. I need to find drivers. Drivers at court. You not it, Grunkemeyer. Second row of the bus, buddy. You could be the nerd sitting like right behind the driver. You ain't the driver. I was correct. The math was mathing. We did enough to secure an ACC championship, and now it's shock the world time. Tell you right now, fellas, we're going into this championship matchup no fear. We have lost like almost 100-10. The last 2 games combined, we played Miami. We have nothing to lose. They have everything. They have all the pressure. And Miami historically has been a program that hasn't handled the pressure well. We will see if... Oh, no. Like, my controller's vibrating like crazy. It's something like they're just... Oh, my God. It literally feels like they're violating my controller with these vibrations. There's too many vibrations. They're taking our God damn it, man. How are we still that far away? It's new quarterback next year. I don't know if it's going to be Bork. I don't know if I'm going to get someone in the portal. But, my God. Grunkemeyer needs to go to, like, Western Kentucky or something like that. Ain't it, man. Ain't it. It is pretty cool, however, that Luke Reynolds, our tight end, has set the Virginia Tech single-season receptions record. A tight end, really? Reynolds had a hell of a year. 1,000 yards, 8 touchdowns, and 82 catches, setting the record. Luke Reynolds runs away as your 2027 John Mackey Award winner for the nation's top tight end. Love it. Love that. Just getting the bowl game against the powerhouse SEC team that kind of stunk and had an off year for the second straight time. So the reality really comes down to the fact that, like, if we don't win this game against Georgia, we literally, I think it's fair to say we almost took a step back from where we were last year. But 9 wins makes you feel like, all right, maybe we can count a little bit of credit for making the ACC championship game, even though we did not stand a chance in hell. My gut feeling says, and I'm starting to get a little worried, that Virginia Tech is just a team that's never going to upset. Like, unless we make this team into a true college powerhouse, they don't have any little bit of that magic that sometimes teams have in the sim, where, like, they always punch above their weight class. But you never know. We beat Georgia here. We get a good streak of winning bowl games over established SEC teams. But here's usually the third quarter is where the CPU teams tend to just be dominating and, like, multiple touchdowns are scored. But we're still holding on to a 2-point lead. Would love the opportunity to come in on offense. It's go 3:51 remaining. I'm gonna do something very rebellious. Let's put the freshman in. You know, Grunkemeyer, he's going in the portal. He's not gonna be here. I'm gonna pull him from the game. The crowd is stunned. We got something here. We gotta, how else are we gonna test whether Bork probably could have played him the whole game. But we let Grunkemeyer, you know what? We're gonna turn into a positive. We're gonna let Grunkemeyer get some great film out there for the portal. We want to do right by him. We want him to find another landing spot. But we need to see what we have in our true freshman, and why not just get that snapshot in a, you know, end-of-year bowl game. Oh, no, he has to actually do something in an end-of-year bowl game, and if he ends up getting the dub, we have got to get a first down. Oh, we're getting close. I don't know. We have to let this quarterback make a play, but he's a dual threat. Maybe we can make a play with his legs. 3rd and 2. Kind of want audible out of this. Let's do it. Stick. Maybe we go to Reynolds. We go to the Mackey winner. How about we go to the Mackey winner? They were expecting Reynolds. Huge first down. That should do it. And Bork comes in, regardless of the context, came in, got a little bit of, and we send Grunkemeyer there with the bowl. You know, he gets the win because he got the start. Got a lot of great tape out there, and then we help him find his next program, and we feel good about the future of our program. Bork comes in, does the job, finds the best tight end in the nation, who should be a first-round pick. And Virginia Tech are back-to-back Birmingham Bowl champions. Now, I'm such an idiot. I apologize. People already commented about signing a top 60 class. And I kept saying, oh, I'll get it with the transfer portal. Always read the fine print, fellas. But for us, statistically, at the end of the season, Grunkemeyer wasn't too bad. 3,800 yards, 27 touchdowns, 6 picks. Again, it's just, is that a guy taking over a program, or is that a guy that's going to need the rest of the team to step up and be great around him? Which you don't really have that time in college football. Sometimes you can get by in Madden, but not so much CFB Overton was solid in his first year as a starter. Would like to see maybe a little bit more of a run game. Luke Reynolds, I mean, those are probably the best sim tight end numbers I've seen. 800 yards from Jerome Bettis Jr., 800 yards, 9 touchdowns for Tank Hawkins, but he is leaning towards the transfer portal right now. We'll have to keep tabs on that. Defensively, still struggling to find consistent pass rush. Does look like it is one of those schemes that D tackles are what eats. I've kind of noticed a trend of that in College Football 27 sim defense, that there are more schemes than not that your D tackles are getting predominantly your big sack numbers through the sim. INT numbers not too bad for the team. And looking at end of season NIL. Okay. Well, Bryce Baker looking to leave. He wants 90. That's a little pricey considering I already have an idea like who I want going for Hubert. I mean, these guys are asking for, okay, so Evans was one of our best pass rushers. So that is definitely worth 55. Gabe Williams actually had some pretty good skill caps. Let's keep him. Bass, we're good. I think we let Grunkemeyer walk. Then we kind of retool the quarterback room. Shift some of that NIL. We'll give 50 to DeLoach. Lynch is our starting right tackle. I'd like to keep him. Bettis, legacy player. I think it'd be cool if we could make Jerome Bettis pop off more. Let me look at the rest of these guys real quick. All right, for the top 8 players, I'm not going to break the bank per se. I really do like Overton. I'd like to keep him, so I'm going to go 200. 135 on Branham, who's our starting right guard, and I'm going to try and keep Tank Hawkins. I want to have that speed on the offense. But I'm not going to break the bank on either one of those guys. If they want to go, so be it. So what do we have here? We have Mr. Overton with a high persuasion chance. Now, we missed on one of those last year, our top DB. So ideally, that will not happen here again with any of our green players. Cortez Harris. Nice. We have Mr. Emmett Laws. These guys are just depth guys. These guys are just making so I don't have to recruit a bunch of low-tier junk guys. But we do say goodbye to both Bryce Baker and Grunkemeyer, the two somewhat promising quarterbacks when we started this rebuild. We do send quite a few players to the draft. Some of them portal gets, some of them homegrowns. Chadwick. We got Reynolds at tight end. Only goes 3rd round. Same round as Quashawn Brown. Reynolds, someone got a steal in the 3rd round. That's tight end 1. I don't care what you say. It's kind of like a mystery box here. Like, what do you mean? A top 100 player in the portal from Georgia, 6'7" quarterback, wants to come to my team. I mean, we need a backup. We have to spend, and I'd rather spend it on someone that I'd rather spend on a lottery ticket. I like to give Bork a chance, but this guy could be a lottery ticket at 160 versus having, probably over 160 to bring back Grunkemeyer or Bryce Baker. I'm going to be honest. I think I might call an audible here because, well, 6'7" quarterback. Look at the other schools. This feels like if Florida State wants him, I'm probably not going to have much control. But there's this guy, Naru. So they're pretty much the same. One's 6'7", one's not. But the NIL is exactly the same. But look at the pipelines for Naru. They're both 4-star, playing time A+. Ooh, actually might be. I say playing time A+ for playing time B. There is quite the gap between the two. All right, well, now screw it. We'll go all in on Davidson. We'll be confident we can land him. Look at the rest of the class. Couple of names: Selman Bridges, Neem Offord, big-time corner from the University of Oregon. I got Jaden Woods, who was a freshman All-SEC pass rusher for the Florida Gators, 140. So I've been telling you, man, sometimes 3 stars are absolutely cracked. J.J. Buchanan was a big-time guy for the Michigan Wolverines. I think he started on Utah. So we could have a pretty decent class, even though there's mostly just 3-star transfers there. All right, nice. We get Jaden Woods in our experiment to see maybe if we can get our top pass rusher to not be a D tackle this upcoming season. When we get Davidson, nice. Florida State could not match our offer. And we have a mystery quarterback entering the fray to see who could be QB1 going in year 3. Him or the 4-star Peter Bork. Our recruited class is 31st in the nation. So, I wish the 80 expectation included this. Just needed to have a little patience and let me do my work in the portal. Look at what we brought in, man. 2 stars. Don't be afraid of 2 stars in the portal. 2-star juniors in the portal are sometimes guys that are going to be 80 rated. So I added some depth there, up and down the board. Oh my God, I'm like overly familiar with a lot of these guys, but kind of, I don't want to say just making the numbers, but like this guy was just making the numbers. Star Dev freshman guard. Absolute win right there. Now, in terms of the guys that I actually recruited, Selman Bridges, Star Dev corner, carry. We have Lorenzo Lashley. That's a pretty badass name. Jaden Woods, Star Dev trade pass rusher. Much Jones. Buchanan's a star dev trait, kind of a hybrid between a tight end and a big wide receiver. Davidson, come on. Let's go. I'll take a star dev. And we have a very interesting, if he has good skill cap, quarterback battle going into training camp. Also, though, he's a pocket passer, so I'm assuming his throw power is going to be good. But it's not a lock, man. You could get like 89, 90 throw power for pocket passer if you're expecting like 97, 98, 99. Now looking at our high school recruits. Oh, man, 3 normals. Yikes. Malik Thompson started. I got to see this guy's ratings. I refuse to believe that this guy. How is this guy a 3-star? Hey, this way, if I said this guy was a 5-star, you didn't see he was a 3. But if I just said he was a 5 and you looked at the stats, that's all I gave you. You go, yeah, maybe 78 catching's a little bit low. Maybe the route running's not super good, but it's also not terrible. And then you see the 90s. Like, how is that a 3-star, ladies and gentlemen? I do not know. We get star dev on Mitchell at running back. We get star dev on Payne at corner, which we paid a pretty penny to bring him in, 200 NIL. Keys his impact, and we get a star dev on Nate Narcisse at tight end. To be honest, my plan here with Buchanan all along, he is a 92 rated tight end. If we move him there, that's exactly what we're doing. Dude, Thompson, 3-star, 81 rated 3-star. Malik Thompson. Holy, what? Insane. I will have to say, skill caps aren't bad, but they humble how hype you can get about this pick a little bit. You know? Contested specialist, so obviously he wasn't going to be able to max out quickness or anything crazy. And he has 95 speed, but I would have liked to get some improvement on that 86 acceleration. Still, man, oh, wow. And the top player from our recruiting class, Narcisse, he's an athlete, and I think I'm gonna make him a tight end because those skill caps are really, really good, but kind of guy that can play a bunch of different positions. I was thinking maybe pass rush, but I think, you know, Buchanan's a one and done at tight end. I feel like this guy could be going into year 4 our starter. What a snipe, too, to get Buchanan here. 93 rated, almost max skill caps, especially taking over for Luke Reynolds, where we know we can feed a tight end like no other team in the nation. J.J. Buchanan's even better than Luke Reynolds. Another big receiver we need to step up is Tank Hawkins, able to keep him out of the transfer portal, a 3-star with 95 speed, 96 acceleration. I mean, now 90 rated overall. He needs to dominate. This is the kind of guy that should absolutely have 1,000 yards automatically next season. Dude, this is going to be close. Quarterback battle. Bork, 42 upgrade points, 2 skill caps in accuracy, 1 skill cap in power, 3 skill cap in IQ. Davidson, 2 points better, same amount of points. 1 skill cap in accuracy, 2 in power. I think that's 5 in IQ. I don't know, man. And after upgrading both their points, we got Davidson up to a 78, Bork up to a 77. And now it kind of comes down to homegrown, technically player, a real player that Virginia Tech brought in, or the quarterback we just paid $255 lottery ticket to. I think I know what we need to do. I think we go Bork this year, and then next season we can dump Buchanan. Like, rip the lottery ticket. It's good. It's just he's not better than Bork. We just brought him in for the chance that he was. But Bork's going to be our QB1, and we'll probably cut Davidson next year and get that NIL back. As we go to year number 3 with Virginia Tech, usually year 3 is when you start to get that snowball effect. The hard work and recruiting and all that stuff you've done for the first 2 years tends to start coming together around year 3 for like these 3-star programs. I feel like we're the furthest away that we've been on any other team than we are right now with Virginia Tech. You know, I am going to go with Buchanan at quarterback instead of Davidson. Other than that, like the wide receiver room, Trey Hawkins, 90 rated. 93 rated tight end. Offensive line is as strong as it's been the whole time we've been here, but it's still just, there's a question mark at quarterback, and that's kind of where the you know, when you talk about the offense, it looks great, but the quarterback is a huge question mark. It's the most important thing. Defensively, I love getting Jaden Woods, 87 rated pass rusher. The linebacking core, the front 7 really is solid. The secondary is as strong as ever been. Galloway's 85, Bridges 86. Both safeties are mid-80s. So I think the secondary should be able to hold up. I think the defense is good enough to win us games. And if we can get even decent to good quarterback play, I don't need good to great. I don't need elite to Heisman. Just give me a quarterback that can flirt with 30 touchdowns and doesn't turn the football over double digits. And I think we can get back to the ACC championship and make it competitive. Our schedule this season looks, it's a standard schedule, I would say. Maryland, week 0, West Virginia, Pittsburgh, North Carolina, Duke, Louisville, all the way up to our big matchup against Miami. I think we're going to be probably favorite in all of these first 6 games, but Pitt's tricky. Maryland is and can be tricky. Like, all these teams get wins. North Carolina had 8 wins a year ago. Louisville had 8 wins a year ago, so in no way, shape, or form are those automatic. Miami's going to be tough. Boston College is getting a preseason rating, which sucks that they feel like they're farther along in their rebuild than we are, and they're a worse team than Virginia Tech when you're starting out. We got SMU, Houston, and then the rivalry game there in the Commonwealth Clash against Virginia. I mean, 8 wins first year, 9 wins second year. I'd love to get to 10. Look, at our recruiting, it's still mostly 3s with a couple good pipeline 4s sprinkled in. No gems, no guys that absolutely stand up, but they stand out for their attributes. We have Sandlin at running back. Now, he's an athlete, so he could play other positions for sure, but 96 speed, white lightning running back. We're going to be very aggressive in trying to get him, but maybe the funnest player, another just insane wide receiver, Zach Hansen. 6'6", 196 pounds, 98 speed, 92 acceleration, is catching traffic, spec catch, not great, but 78 medium route running, 78 deep route running, 78 release. That is absurd. That is an outstanding player. Even the other wide receiver we're looking at, A.J. Carroll for a 3-star, 6'3" with 93 speed, 95 acceleration, 81 deep route running, has some pretty cool stats. I'm going to try to chase a couple 4 stars here. Good pipeline. Virginia, Frank Reeves looks good. Roan from North Carolina is a big-time pipeline. This guy looks good. Freddie Powney, a 4-star at a Pilot Mountain, North Carolina. 88 acceleration, 81 pursuit, 83 power. Really well-rounded. Not a single stat below a 70, so those are the kind of fun players that I like to chase. In the secondary, we have Amani Oliver, more of a nickel at 5'9", 168, but a good pipeline. 98 speed, 97 acceleration, 87 man coverage. We're going to probably get pretty close to maxing out that NIL there on him. Ray Chaney has good speed for a 3-star. This guy, Charles Baldwin from Virginia, 5'9", yes, but 97 speed, 90 acceleration, 78 man, 77 zone, 72 tackling. Change of direction, agility, both 92. For a 3-star, looks off the chains. This guy, JJK, Jamar Jack Kurtula, looks nice. 77 tackle, 93 acceleration at 6'2", 188. Feel pretty good. But I think outside of the wide receiver, the biggest freak is this guy, Roman Ganguzula from Aledo, Texas. 6'2", 300 pounds, 83 strength, 90 acceleration, 91 tackle, 85 speed, 85 pursuit, 75 finesse move. I'm in. Give me him. And we're Odie's number 2 team. The AD expectations this season, beat Virginia by 7 points. I'd like to think we can do it. And finish the season with a cool career win percentage of 50%, which we'd have to be real bad not to achieve that one. So at minimum, not a huge payday, but 2 positive influence for our job security certainly would help. The Borky's going to get his first official start. That's not cleanup duty in a bowl game win against Maryland on the road. Now, Maryland, interesting rebuild team. I think they are very much going to be in discussion for our next college football 25 dynasty. It's a good test. It's a good test. It's not a crazy test, but it give us a vibe check on the quarterback and how he plays in the sim, how he plays in this offense. And it's on the road, so it's big, good environment. I don't think there's going to be an insane stadium pulse going on here, but certainly enough of a challenge. Let's see what we can do. Come on, Bork. As he gets hit, what a throw! Touchdown! The minibus. Coming on the 2-minute warning in the moment here. Down 4, but a chance to get a score. Potential chance to get a halftime lead. Another dot! And who was that? That is Buchanan? That is the tight end Buchanan! The transfer from Michigan moves back to tight end. I think he was a tight end at Utah. Goes to Michigan, gets moved to wide receiver like a big slot. We move him back to tight end. He just has to replace one of the best tight end season in Virginia Tech history. Not a lot of defense being played. 24-24 here now in the third quarter. We're going to try to get this to the minibus. Will Green catch that? And we are going into territory of Maryland. 4th and 2, and they say, hey, should we kick the field goal? I'm going to go, hey, let's C4 special this. We got Overton. We've paid him big-time NIL bucks, and I love the athletic profile, but he has got to cash on this. Awesome. So awesome. Yeah, but he's had a good game. That was just terrible. They read it like a book. I'll take that let us score type defense, and I'm going to hit you with a... I'm going to nickel and dime you over these last couple yards. There we go. Score. Run a good play. 30 seconds. If our defense can't get a stop, it wasn't meant to be. Keep them out of field goal range. Told you. Year 3 is usually when you start feeling pretty good about your rebuilds, in my experience. And I have none of those vibes with Virginia Tech. Well, we got a rivalry game here. I mean, we still have a freshman quarterback, so there's going to be hiccups. He wasn't terrible in Maryland. Now we got a rivalry game for the Battle of the Black Rock against West Virginia. We're able to bounce back, get that dub, get a nice rivalry game under our belts, even though Bork, not the best. 2 touchdowns, had 2 turnovers with 2 picks. Buchanan continues to be a beast. It's nuts how well tight ends are thriving right now. Jaden Woods with a sack and a half. We got a couple INTs there. Love seeing Galloway, considering the price we paid to bring him over in the transfer portal, start getting some turnovers. Our aggression has paid off. Zach Hansen, who's probably one of the best 3-star recruits I've ever seen, commits very early. This is week 3. And a win over Pitt, 3 INTs. That is I believe that's a 2-star. 2-star senior that we landed in the portal. Don't sleep on 2 stars in the portal, people. And we're able to land the other big 3-star recruit whose stats are certainly better than a 3-star in Gagaza. I mean, we're starting to get a little bit of momentum here. Haven't stumbled after the Maryland game. Duke was undefeated this time, 37-7. Wasn't particularly close. Now, Bork is still not had that signature win here, but we are getting more dual threat ability. Like, that's over 350 yards, 2 touchdowns for the quarterback. And the defense is, you know, finding ways to continue to... I think we've had a turnover by INT in every game this season. And somehow we are 5-1. I don't want to say somehow. We're a good team. But we are 5-1 going into the Miami matchup. Miami's not as overpowered. They've slipped up. 3-1 on the year. Still undefeated in conference play. But we can't talk shit. Every time we've played Miami, we have been absolutely destroyed. Let's see where we're at this year. See if we have any improvement. If we can lose and we keep this within like 14 points, I think that'd be a win. But you know what? What's better than trying to keep it within 14 points? Keep it within a reasonable scoreline. To go actually beat them on the road. Come on, Miami NIL era, I guess it's a different beast. They're no longer just an incredibly overrated program. And I say that as someone I'm a Gator fan, so I don't really like Miami for a lot of things. And a lot of times, like recruits and stuff like that get stolen and yada, yada, yada. But I love football history and the history of Miami, which I love. I love all those 30 for 30, the UDocs. Holy boys. Can we get in? I haven't had one offensive moment all day. If you would have given me 1 or 2, I would have got at least 1 touchdown. We'd be winning right now. We're going to come in here. 1st and goal, 4 minutes. We're just going to score super early. We're going to get a go-ahead lead and then never have an offensive play the moment again. If I had to guess, look, it's almost like they let us score. Inside run. 21-17. Oh, what do they get? Oh, we can win. No way. I mean, we might even be able to just, at bare minimum, kick a field goal and get a touch, that touchdown insurance policy. But we want more than that. Let's get a 1st down or 2 and put this thing away on the road. If it ain't going to be pretty, at least get the win. And a freshman quarterback, Mr. Peter Bork, the 4-star recruit, is this man. The actual future of Virginia Tech football at the quarterback position. Hell of a game by Overton. But finally, 3 years it took us. And if we're going to be, with all due respect, 2 straight Birmingham Bowl wins over SEC teams, this is the signature win we have been looking for in the James Franklin, Virginia Tech era. Again, not a great game at all from the quarterback, but made the throw we need. The audible, the IQ, the balls on a freshman quarterback, the audible out of a run. That was a thing of beauty. Run game was on point. Defensively, you know, Hilson, our Woods, our two pass rushers got after it. Ventura, that was a 2-star. This guy was a 2-star transfer portal get. Oscar Ventura from Florida International, just 80 rated, 2 TFLs and a sack. INT from Tongue, who's already got a 3 INT Defensive Player of the Week performance of the season. Playing damn good football right now. Just because, and it's like, our quarterback's not a Heisman guy. It's everything else is stepping. Our run game's on point, and our defense is playing really, really good. We only have 2 4-star recruits on our board, and we get one of them here, Jordan Salen, the White Lightning at running back. We might actually get the second one. Oh, we're very close. I don't think we're going to lose out on him. Maybe. But we have a Paolini. I think we're going to get him this week. Let's go. Boston College had a preseason rating. They did not hold up their end of the bargain. 3-4 on the season. We are now number 19, 7-1. And I mean, we're getting a pissed off Boston College. They thought they'd be in our position right now. And we're kind of smashing teams right now, late season. Rolling into form, not cooling off. Outside of the Virginia rivalry matchup, this is the toughest one on the schedule. SMU has also earned a rating at 6-3, 5-1 in conference play. It's got to be tough. It's got to be tough. We're home team, though. We want to have a little bit of confidence. It's act like we're off to an outstanding start. We're undefeated in conference play because of that win over Miami. I think we've pretty much secured a berth. But if we lose, you know, Miami's 5-1, SMU's 5-1, and we lose to SMU, they could certainly muddy the waters there a little bit. Syracuse is 5-1, Florida State 5-2. Like, there's still plenty of teams the final couple games that can make a play for that championship, and we do not want to miss out on that. So let's go. Huge game at home. James Franklin's team have they got over the hump with that win over Miami. Like, that loss against Maryland to start the season off, it's like what the wake-up call. It's like, dude, we don't want to play like this again. And we've learned from our mistakes, maybe. Seal the deal. Prove that we're legit. Beat SMU here. So far, so good in the first half. Up 10. We got a couple good drives, but 2 drives in the red zone with no points. Again, just take the field goals. That'd be 6 points more than what we have right now. So if I have to come in, what I'm going to do what we tend to do. I'll get them, I don't want to win this game, but god damn it, man. How did we have 2 red zone attempts? Like, it doesn't even look like we're attempting field goals. Oh my god, what a throw. Oh! Buchanan! We've timeouts. No? Shit. Okay. Oh my god. Buchanan, ladies and gentlemen, get this guy at wide receiver, moving to tight end. Oh, I messed that up. I've actually been in the lab trying to get good on green go balls for a series that's coming up. Come on, a couple more chucks here. Couple more chucks. X. Oh my god, why did he catch that? Fuck! Why did he catch that? Drop it! Fuck me. Don't let me down this one. Don't just get 10 wins, get to the championship, probably go up against Miami again. Don't let me down right here in this spot, please. And it's a home game in the rivalry. You know, if this would be like, all right, it's on the road, shenanigans are going to happen. This is Virginia's not even good this year. They have 3 wins. This needs to be 2-score minimum defeat, like just belt to ass type game. And here we are trailing. All due respect to Chris Long, the Hokies can suck it. There we go. There's something pulling back. Another somewhat favorable spot here to get another touchdown. Go to the running back. There we go. Good drive. Can the defense get a stop? 27 points against a 3-win team in a big rivalry game at home has been tough. Tough look. So we're going to come here 3rd and 6 in field goal range to potentially tie it up. It's a little long, but our kicker is pretty medium nice. We'll go back to the running back. 4th and inches. That's going to have to be a go for it there, coach. In my opinion. Inside zone. I mean, we're able to get big runs against Miami. Surely we'll push around Virginia's interior. There we go. Go touchdown. Let's go. Go ahead, score. Put this game away. Let's go, boys. That's kind of... I could come in a little bit. Mostly let the team handle their business here. Win the rivalry matchup and go into the conference championship with a little momentum, little motion. With that, we get $200 for beating Virginia by 7 points. It was always going to be them. Win and we're in the playoff. Lose and we're probably back in the Birmingham Bowl. Now, we already beat them once in the regular season. Was that a fluke? Was that a one-off? Or do we have their number? But also, I don't think there's going to be any here in this rebuild that we are going to be able to avoid Miami. Like, we have got to figure out how to beat Miami. We almost have to start recruiting to beat Miami. They're just one of those teams. Like, I bet you if we make the playoff, they're gonna be on our side of the bracket. We're gonna have to get through them in a big time matchup, not just a one-off in the regular season. We got is a Hokie a turkey? Is that a turkey or like a the Virginia Tech Turkeys? It's the score, honestly. Okay, there we go. But 10 straight points for Miami. Don't like it. We have not responded particularly well. Good touchdown there. But defense giving up 30 points in the first half. Tough look. Offense scoring 0 points in the second half. Also tough look. But, again, this is probably the worst roster we've had going into year 3 of a rebuild yet. So, you know, we found out that we can beat Miami. But it's one of those, if we played them 10 times, it's probably, you know, 8 wins for them, 2 wins for us kind of deal, because we're still a ways off. Our offensive line, our trenches are low 80s. You know what I'm saying? Like, our team's like a low 80s team across the board. And just the nature of how college football 27 is, you gotta be at least high 80s. Still a good year. Win the bowl game, finish with some momentum, finish ranked. Well, everyone knows Pop-Tart Bowl's better than the national championship, so let's get that on our resume. You know why people like the Pop-Tarts Bowl? This is something that makes me sound... I don't know what my I'm not a boomer, but I'm whatever the other generation is. But, like, this is 90s. Like, in the 90s, things were fun. Stupid, but just fun. And, like, the Pop-Tart Bowl is, like, 90s. What we need more. We gotta get ready for the minimalistic, bland, generic that, like, is just consumed sports over the last 20 years. Let's get back to the 90s. Let's get back to more things like the Pop-Tart Bowl. Let's see. I'm not gonna say I'm gonna guarantee a win here, but we're gonna play if things get a little dicey. We have to finish with the dub. But I'm telling you, man, there's not a team that plays a worse second and third quarter than the Virginia Tech Turkeys. Oh, coming to 3rd and 2. It's been a stalwart here. 16-10. I'm not gonna lie. I've had a couple moments, and then the team drives to the red zone and does nothing. Like, I'm almost convinced that, like, the sim does not kick field goals. I kind of want to be in, like, chew clock mode here, but I really do think this might be like a score as quickly as we can, because we're probably going to need another possession. We got Winfrey, the RB2, and see if we can punch it in, which we will be able to do. Great blocking up front, but our defense just hasn't been clutch. Oh, we get the stop, though. And the game live, try to put on and hold on to a lead, which we are going to be able to do. And your Pop-Tart Bowl champion. The Turkeys. The Turkeys are, the stats going to look horrific. So let's just say our prayers to whatever you believe in. For me, it's Tim Tebow. And wish That Pop-Tart's not burnt. That inside is nice and creamy. Best Pop-Tart flavor. Go right now in the comments. You a classic strawberry. I remember they made like, was it like s'mores? Oh. So for our end of season stats, Bork was, a little bit worse than what we saw at a Grunkemeyer, but like sophomore quarterback, first year starter, there's room to grow. I think the plan will probably be, again, though, to be aggressive in the transfer portal. We saw what Davidson and Bork. Bork's better, so we'll dump Davidson and get those 200 NIL bucks during encouraged transfer. But like I'm gonna like almost pre-spend that extra 200 on a quarterback if they look like they're gonna give us a better chance than Bork. But I wouldn't be upset if we have to go into another year with Bork as our starter after another training camp to try to get him into the 80s and see if that can kind of spark him. But our run game was on point. Really, really good rushing attack. Looks like Overton's going to be heading to demand some more NIL, but 1,100 yards, 12 touchdowns. I mean, but Winfrey also is pretty solid. Like, it's one of those things, if Overton gets too expensive, you think Winfrey with these numbers could, take over as an RB1? Maybe, but I think we try to find a way to keep Overton here. Receiving, no 1,000-yard receiver, but we continue. And this is... Last year, we had Reynolds at our tight end. He played in the slot. He was just our best slot. That's where the offense goes to. Hawkins was Bettis was our slot wide receiver this year. So this is genuinely just if Virginia Tech gets a good tight end, which Buchanan was a one-and-done senior. I think that's probably what we need to look for in the portal from here on out. Just keep trying to get the top tight ends, the most productive. Don't always chase the stars, right? Because sometimes like a 4-star tight end in the portal is just a 4-star because he's a freshman or sophomore. We can get a 3-star that looks like they're going to be a guy that can be like Buchanan. Buchanan was a 3-star. That's kind of like the revolving door that we need to continue. Our pass rush continues to go through the defensive tackles. Woods kind of stress test. Can we get production out of an edge rusher? And the answer to that is kind of. But I think, Evans is solid. These guys aren't leaving anywhere ideally, even though they both have deal breakers up their money a little bit. But you'd think if we can get a game changer, if we could somehow, some way get a 4 or 5-star D tackle. Like, that's what we need to be able to find. INT's turnovers this year were huge. Reddish with 6 picks. Tongue with 4. Bridges with 3. All seniors. We're going to have to replace that production next year. What I want to ask is that in terms of, like, awards, do you guys want to see, like, anytime I have a player that makes, like, national first, second team, or freshman All-American, I feel like that's worth showing. Do you guys want to see, like, when we have, like, just a conference first-team players and stuff like that? I feel like those are not as impressive to get, but definitely look for that feedback. Always want to just make sure I'm showing you guys all the info you guys want to see before we move on to the next season. But, like, I've kind of just been like, all right, if we get national, that kind of feels like an actual accomplishment. All right, end of season NIL. Ooh, not too bad that we have a couple. I bet the guys that are leaving are leaning are very important. So we have Evans, our top defensive tackle. We'll go to 95. We'll meet him there. Actually, no, I'll give him 100. Then we have Jerome Bettis Jr. He probably wants 100. And then we have Overton. Oh, he might be going to the NFL looking for that kind of price. I'll give him 220. I feel like he's going to the NFL. Could be wrong, though. So... low chance Overton was actually leaving, dude. Come on, stay. Come on. Oh. It probably would have cost me like 300 NIL to keep him, which I would have liked to. But when your backup running back has 16 touchdowns, and you're curious what maybe he could look like as a starter, and I think for 220, like just even when I'm paying him 220, I could probably takes 2 to tango. The player has to be there. But I could probably find a running back that will be equal to his rating for half that. We have loaded the NFL with talent. Hawkins goes in the first round. Probably ran like a 4.2 or something like that. The guy that Buchanan goes in the first. Surprising that he goes higher than Luke Reynolds did. Second round for Brown. Bass goes in the third. That's a homegrown player. Gabe Williams goes in the third. That's another homegrown player. Selwyn Bridges in the fourth. Jaden Woods in the 5. Reddish, I think that's also another homegrown player from the initial roster. He goes in the 5th round. The bummer is none of the top players, at quarterback in particular, are even remotely interested. I mean, we could try to swing and for the fences, see if we can get just at this point one of the top 2 quarterbacks. Gardner's a 5-star. We also have Abrams is a 5-star. Neither one of these guys pipeline guys, so I think that'd be real tough to go get. I guess, let's hope for a big trading camp out of Buchanan. All right, so looking at our portal, I'm going back with our tail between our legs. Running back market does not look good, so I'm going to come back with overtime. I'm going to give him 225, though. I feel like that's a good price point. We have the number 1 interest of a number 9 player in the portal, the freshman wide receiver, Jartavius Byrd. 5'10", 160 out of Cleveland, Ohio. Why not? Let's swing for the fence. We have of Amari Patterson at wide receiver. Good pipeline. I'm going to go out to the 5-star tight end. I mean, if we haven't proven that we are the school to go to, if you are a top tight end, it'd be nice to get him, honestly. I'm going Max. Max on the NIL. Outside of that, just a couple of Walter Hawkins, a 4-star tackle. Where's number 2 school? Freshman, I think. I mean, we have a lot of NIL to play with, so if we're not casting a wide net right now, let's try and land these big guys with maximum NIL. Damn, man, we tried. Wouldn't even give us an opportunity. Well, from the first wave, we bring back Overton at running back to be our RB1. That's a big retain. There's our bell of the ball, getting the 5-star top 10 player of the portal, Jartavius Byrd, but it's a blind pick. No idea what the dev trait, no idea what the skill caps are. Hopefully, that's a good lottery ticket. So, take a look at the class. We've been around the 30 range. I don't think we're going to be much higher. Maybe creeped into the 20s, which we did at number 28. Certainly helps that we got that one big 5-star here in the portal. Now, taking a little look-see at the class. Again, 2 stars in the portal. Totally fine to go after, especially trying to, just add some depth. Like, a lot of these guys had, multiple picks or, 5-6 sacks, somewhere in that range. We get Ioze Epineza, so the younger brother of AJ Epineza, NFL player. We bring back Overton in the portal. Not really great dev traits. We get Lonnie Andrews, a freshman quarterback from Virginia, a star dev. Interesting. Impact dev on Amari Patterson. We get elite dev trait on the freshman Walter Hawkins. Let's go, money well spent. And the 5-star Bird impact dev. So Hawkins is the bell of the ball from our class. The 5-star was chasing star. I mean, hopefully the ratings are really good once we bring him into camp. So looking at our high school recruits, what do we got here? Some impact star dev on Baldwin. Like that, the 97 speed corner. Star dev on Elijah Rabb. We got normal. We got elite, dude. Star dev on Hanson, who looked really special. And our 2 4-star Sandlin, White Lightning with a star dev. Pooney with a star dev. Is this the best 3-star defensive tackle you've ever seen? It might be. I will say a little bit of the wet fart on Zach Hanson. Dev trait looked good. Freak of nature profile. Skill caps kind of stink as a receiver. But I mean, I don't really know what else. I mean, we could just make him a tight end, but he's not going to play. We have a much better tight end in place. A running back. That's just a weird build. I mean, no, we'll just go wide out. So the good news on Bird is at least skill caps look pretty good. All things considered, 2 in quickness, 3 in hands, 3 in route running. But Thompson is our big time wide receiver that we want to upgrade. Sucks that we can't make him even faster again because that 86 acceleration kind of stinks a little bit. But let's see if we can maybe pad his stats here a little bit with some awareness. Actually not really doing much there, so let's just go right back to the route running. Give his hands. Look at that spec catching traffic. This guy's an absolute cheat code. And the interesting situation at quarterback is the plan is still to release Davidson, but Lonnie Andrews comes in and actually is higher rated. 3-star portal quarterback, higher rated than Peter Bork there. I think we go upgrade all these guys and see kind of where they're at after the dust settles. After spending all the points, Davidson's up to an 86. Headline with 94 throw power and his accuracy, 95 mid, 93 deep, 96 short. For Bork, I got him up to an 84. I was also able to upgrade his dot. We got the accuracy is obviously a better scrambler. Throw power's up into the 90s. And then for Andrews, I got him maxed out. He can go unlimited throw power, which obviously costs so much. But he's 84, so we're really at a logjam for our quarterbacks. 86 on Davidson, 84 on Bork, 84 on Andrews. Athletically speaking, Bork's the best athlete. Throw power, Davidson. Accuracies, I mean, it's a toss-up. Honestly, I don't really know. Bork has a deal breaker. What is it? Coach Prestige. Davidson is just playing time. I don't know, man. Do we just give Davidson a chance? Like, what's the harm in just seeing maybe if that guy's better? Even just from, like, a scheme fit, an archetype thing. Like, why don't we try something different than a dual-threat quarterback? Year 4 for Virginia Tech, and we pull a 11 in the preseason poll. So finally, for the first time in 4 years, we have a little bit of respect entering the season. I feel it's throwing everything at a wall and seeing what sticks for the quarterback room. Davidson has the best stats. Will that translate to just give us a little bit more than what we got out of Peter Bork last year? Where last season, I mean, still 11-3. We upset Miami in the regular season. It was not a bad year for Bork, but sometimes it's the same kind of vibes you have with Grunkemeyer quarterback. You either just you have it or you don't have it. It's still a question with Bork, and we just have the I don't know in Davin Davidson. So we're going to give him an opportunity here. Rest of the team, you know, it's stronger than what it's been at any point before. And I felt like going into last year, year 3, confidence wasn't high. This year, my confidence is certainly there. I think we have a really good set. Like, there's just no weakness to this team. And if we could just get, like, just something, a little je ne sais quoi out of our quarterback, just be a little bit better, a little bit more consistent, that could be the big-time difference maker. Take a look at our recruiting board. This is going to be a swing for the fences type year. Like, we have a couple, every player for the most part, we are well within their top 10, which are they're just obvious targets for us to go after. Or we have a top-tier pipeline. I got Amos here at wide receiver, contested specialist, 93 speed, 96 acceleration. Looks pretty good for a 3-star. Tight end looks fine. Offensive line, just nothing special. I'm chasing after a 4-star center just because he's from Virginia, and I want all the 4-star Virginia recruits that I possibly can go out and get. But on the defensive side of the ball, there are a couple 5-stars and 4-stars that have us with a nice preseason. We have Coleman Thornton here from a good pipeline, a 6'1", 204 strong safety with 96 speed, 94 acceleration, 93 speed, 83 tackle, and pretty decent coverage ability. That looks like a very good player. We're going to be going likely max NIL there. I think Jones looks pretty solid, but I think max NIL may be going to Cedric Johnson. 5'11", 160 out of North Carolina, 96 speed. Acceleration doesn't really match up, but 96 speed, 86 man coverage, 91 change of direction. I'm in. We have Earl Kane-Shiro, the number 8 player in the nation from North Carolina. Looking at some of the other schools that are, I mean, George is there, but we have a better pipeline. If we can hit him with what he wants to hear, look at this. 5-star player giving us preseason rated number 3. Now, that doesn't mean anything. I've had a couple rebuilds, especially Florida, where we had a couple 5-stars preseason, and literally in like just simming from this week to week 1 or week 0, you just plummet down their board. So hopefully that's not the case. I hope we're not getting baited here a little bit, but he looks like he's just good at everything. We have Casley. Look at this. Look at this thing, with all due respect. Will linebacker, the number 5 player in the nation. We're his number 8 school, so we're not just at that like template default number 10 position. Same with Butler as well, but Casley, a 5-star, 6'3", 217. We'll round that up to 220. It's a good pipeline. This one's going to be tough. This is going to be us just trying to see. I think this is it's just more of I want to highlight. Look how freaking crazy this player is. 92 speed, 96 acceleration. Almost every attribute is above an 80. Kind of want to see what that looks like. But we have really good players elsewhere. Shaquem Bab, a 4-star top 100 player from a good pipeline as a D tackle, 6'3", 291. Those stats are pretty sick. And then we have Torre, who we're legitimately the number 10 school. Like he has. Sometimes you just put 10 if you're not number 10. We're actually number 10 on Alex Torre from Florida. Much like the outside linebacker, I think this is just more me seeing, like, how far can we go? But, I mean, scouting him out here, we got a 6'2", 240. So he's really undersized. Probably more like an outside linebacker. 96 acceleration, 93 speed, 86 finesse move, 92 pursuit, edge rusher. Come on, man. Come on, James Franklin. Sell you, get these guys in the building. Our schedule for this season looks, Georgia Tech, SMU, East Carolina, FCS. Then we play Miami week 6. We get Arkansas. It's kind of a weird matchup. North Carolina, Cal, Louisville, Clemson, NC State, and Virginia. 11-3. That's kind of almost the basement of where we want to do. We're now a 4-star prestige school. We've raised the reputation in this 4-year period. But now, 11-3, we can't have a 9-win season. I'm not, 10 wins. We have to get at least double digit. If we get 10 wins and still can play in the ACC championship and still be, in contention for the college football playoff spot, I'll be all right with it. But ideally, we don't go backwards. We don't do any worse than 11-3. As for our tutor expectations, beat Virginia by 7 points and win the conference title. Do they know Miami's here? Do they know that Miami has twice our budget? That's your goal? Really? But when it comes to, this is going to be our only chance. We're going to have to, for the big, unbelievable 5 stars, we got to max out NIL, max out our 50 hours. So I'm going to do that for Kanshiro. I'm going to do that. I went pretty big on Thornton. Not quite there, but pretty much in the area code. I think Bab's another player because of the interest. Try to maybe bring that up to 3-bar, and we also hit him with another 50. And then Torre is going to have to be a max out. Which, we got the points for it. You know what I'm saying? It's not like we need to be penny pinching right now. This is the time that, I'm hoping we win a natty this year, next year. So, within the next 3-year period, right? So, what you really need is I don't need to get a 3-star gem that has a high ceiling. I need to get a 5-star that's going to be a day 1 starter. Now, it may only have been 1 week, but we are now number 3 on Torre, number 1 on Bab, number 1 on Casley, number 1 on Kane Shiro, number 1 on our top corner, and number 1 on the top safety. This is borderline. I don't want to win the natty this year because I want to bring these guys in and at least have them be all-world freshmen for us next year. But we have another debut in the rebuild. Davidson at quarterback gets his first start in a rivalry matchup between, I don't know if this one has a name or not, but Georgia Tech doesn't really say it, but let's go beat them. Let's see an impressive debut. Let's make us feel good about the decision of changing up the quarterbacks here a little bit. So let's see it. Oh, they got a cute little old mobster car. They're cosplaying the Mafia. Okay, cool. Georgia Tech. Well, we have one of the more expensive NIL quarterbacks in the league. How's that? How are you going to stop that, huh? Let's come in. 13-7. Up 6. In the red zone. We got Overton back in the team. Hit the portal. Realize grass isn't always greener. Second and goal. We have Bird. So Bird in the slot there. That's that 5-star wide receiver that we got. Well, I think, let's keep it to our identity. We're a tight end offense. We have Narcisse, the 4-star tight end recruit from 2 years ago, finally getting his opportunity. Let's just continue to trust that tight ends will thrive in this offense. Let's go, man. We're looking pretty good. Moving the football. Georgia Tech's not Miami, but they're a team that we wouldn't beat the brakes off before. So, very interested to see the quarterback's final stat line here. Again, do we have passengers or do we have drivers? And is Davidson a driver? Well, that's not a huge game, but he was the stand-up performer of his first start for Virginia Tech. Good building block to go forward. We go on to the big dogs. Coleman Thornton, the 4-star. Let's see if we can start signing, bringing home some of those 5 stars. Okay, so the week 4, this could be a big week. Record this, and won't make the video if I don't, but I think it could be. Oh, no, not quite. Maybe, come on, one of the 5s, let's go, Kane Shiro. Now, he was the one that was most likely, wasn't one of the big tough ones. There, Bonds, okay, 3-star, all right, not quite the return, and now we're back to number 2. We're number 1 on Torre. So the bad news is Torre doesn't even take, he signs before he even takes the visit. I was kind of hoping, the 10% chance This week, he was supposed to go to Ohio State for a visit. They lose, and then that could have us at number 2, get him signed. But unfortunately, we didn't get that, but we have a chance to get maybe the freakiest of all the freak players here in Casley still. And I swear to God, if we lose out both of our 2 top 5s to Ohio State, that's pretty realistic. But for us, we've capitalized on a good preseason rating. We've beat all really solid outside of an FCS team. 3 of our 4 wins have been against legitimate ACC opponents. Now we have the measure stick. Miami's already slipped up. Are they finally not the super team juggernaut that they have been in years past? Like, are we actually better than them now? Only one way to find out. And at least we're not on the road for this one. If there's going to be any home field advantage, it's going to be going with the Turkeys. Come on, man. One big win. We beat them last year in the regular season. Like, it's almost important to beat them now. So just see if they can, like, maybe just have no confidence whatsoever and not be in the ACC championship. I think that's going to have to be our role. The year that we go on to win a national championship, it's going to be the year that we don't have to play Miami twice. I feel like those are kind of the vibes. Or even 3 times. We did the Washington rebuild. We had to play Ohio State 3 times in one season. And we finally beat them in the national championship. But, like, I don't want that to be Miami. Miami's kind of right there in terms of, like, just super annoying, always really good. It is what it is, right? This is a video game, and the best teams need to feel like the best teams more often than not. I get it. It's not a complaint. It's just acknowledging the reality of go for it on 4th and 5. I like it, coach. Just the reality of playing the ACC. You got to get past Miami. Let's see if we get this at Thompson, man. That big 6'6" freaking nature wide receiver. I mean, he has to earn it. He didn't earn it. He didn't earn it. That was every bit of that 86 acceleration there. Terrible. Can you guys? There we go. We get another drive, and we can get points on the board. And our defense is holding Miami to only field goals. And the first touchdown of the game goes with the Hoosiers. We'll come in on a 3rd down. Get me in the shotgun here. We got a statue at quarterback, so let's give him the best chance. We'll go tight end attack. And we're going to look for Narcisse. Let's see what kind of coverage these linebackers have. It's a little bit of leverage inside. Green catches it. And that is going to be and goal to go. But I got to come in and finish the drive off here. Let's get a little confidence in my game. 3rd quarter, up 4. Touchdown here would be huge. See, we get the Thompson. I know the release is going to be slow. But if he can get going and up to speed, Eagle will run across the middle of that field and run away from any defender that they put there. But it's just... Okay, that play's not working. And we know it's not working. I'm not even, clueless as to why. He has no acceleration whatsoever. He's a jump ball receiver. So we got to go other ways. Let's feed the tight end. Narcisse. That's what we want to do. 8-6 all day. The lineage of great Virginia Tech tight ends continues, but 2 straight scores for Miami because, of course, they're not going to go away without kicking and screaming. We get a great situation here. Eat it inside. The bus. The mini bus brings that into a spot where a nice little mesh play should work out. Down 1. This will be one of those things. Do we go for 2 if we make this? Probably not. Is that a 71? Is that a tackle? Did I just throw that to a goddamn tackle? There's no way. That just has to be a weird... Okay, no. Brum? There's no way. That's just... I'm just going to guess that my numbers are getting a little light. And that is an actual tight end. But I don't know. He's a double knee. Who is this guy? Okay, it's an actual... Okay, it's just a number thing. It's a blocking tight end. I was like, double knee braces like he's Stone Cold Steve Austin. Make sure I'm not having a tackle as my tight end, too. But we're up 2. And we win! Back-to-back rivalry regular season wins. Miami has been able to endure these losses and come back to smash us when it matters, but maybe, just maybe, another player of the game from our new quarterback, making us feel like that was the right call. It's a big win right there. That makes me feel pretty good about our number 5 rating here. 2 touchdowns for Davidson. Run game was, oof, not good. Jerome Bettis over 100 yards. Love to see that. Defensively, they played their part. 2 sacks there. Hilson and Ventura. Really just a weird game. No one really played that great, but a win's a win. Oh, we missed out on the pass rusher, but we get the freak of nature linebacker who literally, I bet he's an athlete, and I bet he could probably be like an 80 rated at every position, non-offensive line. And with that win over Miami, it didn't really help us a whole lot in the polls. Number 4 team in the nation. A lot of it is still like with a generous preseason rating, and we haven't lost yet. Like, are we actually the 4th best team? Probably not. But I do think looking at the ACC big picture, like, Miami's the big dogs. They're 3-2. Still have plenty of time to bounce back and have to play them again. But you're looking at everyone else, like, we've beaten everybody else. We've beaten Clemson in the Sim. We've beaten Pitt. We've beaten Duke. We've beaten SMU. We've beaten Georgia Tech. Haven't played Florida State yet. So if they have somehow like a resurgence into this season or in this rebuild now, that could be a little annoying. But generally speaking, I mean, you look at the top 25 teams, we're right there. Like, we deserve this position as much as like Utah or Boise State, who also got off to a hot start. Now look at the rest of, I'm not gonna lie, I thought when I just like sim North Carolina, it's like Bill Belichick against a first-year starting quarterback, he's gonna put him in hell. Nope, mission accomplished. Now we got 2-5 Cal. 2-5 NC State. Louisville, Clemson, Virginia are all somewhat decent, but if we can beat Miami, we are at the bare minimum favorite in every game remaining here on the schedule. Louisville at 5-3 on the road could be tricky. And it was tricky, but we would not be denied. Consistent 1 touchdown a quarter in every quarter of the second half. Quarterback play was, again, kind of highlighted passenger-esque, which I don't love. Maybe that's just the scheme. Maybe the Virginia Tech is not a team that's meant to have Heisman contending quarterback play. Got to be everything else. Takes a village to win a national championship here in Virginia Tech. We're now the number 2 team in the nation, and in terms of like talent, with no disrespect, we know Virginia rivalry game at the end of the year is going to be not easy in any way, shape, or form. Clemson's probably the toughest test to remain undefeated. It is so difficult to go undefeated and I mean, I'm saying enough right now that I'm jinxing it, but I'm like, I keep notes of every rebuild that we've done. And you know how many undefeated seasons we've had? Ladies and gentlemen, I've gone 14-1, I've gone 15-2. We had it took with Tennessee, with the legends of like Peyton Manning being 100 accuracy, and we had freaking Jason Witten and Eric Berry. That was the only time we went undefeated. So we say all that to make a massive deal about this matchup against Clemson. I feel like I can't hop in. I don't think from here on out for the rest of this year, if we're going to get undefeated season, we can grab a front row seat, but you got to earn the undefeated year. I feel pretty good that, oh my God, dude, of course. I jinxed it. It couldn't have written this any better. It's all, and I would tell you right now, you can't force win, force loss, and then if you do that and you still go through this sim will override any decision that you make for that. Just FYI. So it's purely convenience and coincidence that this is happening. But we got I mean, there we go. We had two opportunities to get 14 points, 2 drives starting in Clemson territory. We got 0. And if there's one thing I'm taking away from this Virginia Tech sim experience, is more than any team I've played with in college football 27, I have not seen a team in the sim get into the red zone and leave with no points quite at the rate that Virginia Tech does. But undefeated seasons are incredibly rare. This proves it, because we should have fucking won this game. We're able to bounce back NC State, and that sets up our regular season finale against Virginia. We have a AD expectation goal of beating them by 7. That gets us 200 NIL bucks, which would be appreciative because I think we're going to go into this offseason being like, all right, let's go all in for a national championship in year 5. I don't think year 5 is the longest it's taken us. Usually that's like the standard time for trying to win a title here in these series. But I mean, we got to win 2 to get back number 1 in the ACC. Looks like it's a foregone conclusion. Luckily, Miami kind of stunk the joint up, though we have to play Florida State. But we want to be number 1. On the road, they know they want to play spoiler. For us, it really would be nice, but it's not like this is going to completely derail the season. I think we can lose this game and still be in the ACC championship, still be in the college football playoff. But imagine if we win this game, and then we go in the ACC championship as the number 1 team in the ACC, and we know that we're getting a free 200 NIL bucks to drop on a 5-star transfer portal quarterback. But to do that, we have to win by 7. And what we need is an absolute C4 coming in and playing fucking lifeline to even win the game, let alone no chance at winning it by 7, because I'm starting to see why James Franklin got fired from Penn State. We're still gonna, okay, we got another chance. This team feels like is it plateauing again? Just another classic James Franklin, pretty good team, but like not a real team type situation here. Oh, look, like you can get the nice little number next to your name. You can get a bunch of wins, but when it comes time to play against the upper echelon, like no one's open. Like, what the fuck are these play calls? Someone get open. I'm calling them, and no one's getting open. Back-to-back coverage sacks on a gotta-have-it drive, fellas. No, like our players are barely getting out of their breaks. Fucking ridiculous. Oh, my God. Come on, somebody. Why? Picked. Absolute embarrassing. And we did the hard work to endure this loss and still be fine, but there goes 200 NIL bucks. Fucking did we lose to Virginia last year? Of course we did. And now we're going into the ACC championship of the postseason with 0 momentum because James Franklin apparently is fraudulent. We hold on to the last college football playoff spot. Please don't lose this game. If we lose this game, fellas, I might have to start opening up the broken controller fund because this rebuild. We're now from like a challenge. Oh yeah, the grind of finally we're having a little bit of difficulty and how we're gonna overcome this adversity and rebuild. That's fine. That is perfectly fine. Those are the fun challenges. That's what makes these fun. If it was every single rebuild, won the Natty year 2, year 3. Sometimes you know what I'm saying. It gets a little formulmatic. Would that be the word that I'm looking for? A little bit of diversity is not too bad, but for the love of God, stop losing the same stupid ways. Culprit number 1, we just have a bad scheme. I guess we've been blessed. Washington, Minnesota, Oklahoma State, Florida, Colorado. All those teams eventually had quarterback play that was like pretty good. I don't know. Maybe this is our first, can you win a national championship in college football 27 without having good quarterback play? That's almost what this video should be titled, because that's what we're experiencing. All right, so our second 80 expectation on the line here. College football playoff berth on the line. I think like that'd be a fine. If you told me no context, wins and losses, ups and downs, that at the end of year 4, we won the championship and then we made the playoff. And maybe didn't go far. Maybe we were 1 and done in the playoff. But would I be all right with that at the end of year 4? No other context. Don't tell me that the quarterback still sucks. Just from a result standpoint, would I be cool with that? I would say yes. Then if you told me that we didn't have to beat Miami, it was Florida State who just got hot out of nowhere, another team that's probably not too far off of Virginia Tech for a starting point of a dynasty here, I would say absolutely. Look at that roll. That is a favorable roll. I bet you if we play this rebuild 20 seasons, probably 18 of those 20 seasons, we have to beat Miami to win the ACC. So the fact that we got Florida State here makes me feel like it's a good roll. But again, dude, it's like this fucking repetitive sim. Second, third quarter, we never do anything. Any lead that we get from scoring early. And look, what do you mean they score fucking... When was the last time we've even been close to scoring out of the fourth quarter? Fuck me. I'm about to tap out of this defense again. No. What do you mean you're not giving me one offensive drive? Fucking, oh my God. Dude. Unbelievable. Unfucking believable. You fraud. I just broke the vibrator. The vibrator on my controller now doesn't work. Awesome. Thank you for that, Virginia Tech rebuild. 4-star freshman running back does win the Jet Award for kick returner of the year. Cool. We're back in the Pop-Tart Bowl. Cool. Awesome. What a great way to end the year. Just said that I really couldn't care less. There's just no fun. There's no joy in participating in the Pop-Tart Bowl with how the season ended. But, maybe it helps our job security a little bit finishing with a bowl win. But no job is safe. If I can get any good player, like we have to hope there's a 5-star junior win now quarterback in the portal. That is so good. We have to find a quarterback that is so good of a player that it can trump this terrible offensive scheme. So from a record standpoint, at least we didn't go backwards. We go 11-3. Okay, we go 11-3. Yes, we failed all of our 80 expectations. 11-3, still not bad. But we're not going anywhere with this quarterback play. If it's a quarterback, if it's a scheme, if it's a bit of both, that needs to be rectified this offseason, right? Because we have talent. We don't have 90s at every position, but this is not. There's some games where I go, oh, you need to have 90s at every position to win. Like it feels like in Madden sometimes, if you don't have that, you're probably not going to go win a Super Bowl if you're heavy simming. College football, I've won a national championship in every rebuild we've done so far, and similar looking receiving rooms to this and skill position rooms to this. It can be done. Defensively, it'd be nice to get some pass rush. We are going into year 5. And we haven't had someone that got double-digit sacks yet. INT numbers are pretty good. That's pretty cool seeing Galloway in his final year kind of cash out and should help him get drafted. But we just have had... even the running back numbers. Overton was that was a big get to bring him back because he had 1,200 yards and a bunch of touchdowns last year. We do not have one... So we're trying to win... and trying to go and rebuild Virginia Tech without one fucking standout player. If that's a roster thing, that's on me. I feel like it's a scheme thing. We just got to keep trying. But it feels like, I'll put it this way. If I don't see any signs next year, I might just have to throw my hands up and say, this is our first rebuild. I can't win. 5 years, not really hitting that ceiling, hitting that James Franklin's glass ceiling. Because there's only so there's only so much I can do in this. I can't make the scheme better. It's never the best vibes when you go look at all right, who wants to get paid more money to stay here? Let's go into this. Pissed off. That's usually the best way to properly analyze your roster. Okay, I want Buchanan here at guard. He's part of that first recruiting class. Amare Patterson at wide receiver. He has really, really good speed. Don't want to lose that, so we'll maybe go up to 200 there. Bring that down. Littell at left tackle, absolutely. Another one of those players from that first recruiting class. He had a really good skill cast. We have Thompson. There's no way I'm losing one of our best wide receiver the best 3-star I've ever seen. But, any quarterback that wants to go, we're going to gamble big time that there's going to be a big-time QB in the portal that wants to come and save Virginia Tech. They see the 5 stars that we have coming, and they see how the motion that I had as the GM of this thing. They're going to buy into what I'm doing and just try to trump the disappointing on-the-field product that James Franklin's been doing. So, the bad news is Littell, as a redshirt sophomore, is going to the NFL. Come on, dude. All right, great. Got to replace an 88 left tackle. Luckily, we were able to keep Thompson out of the portal. Let's see if we can get Tyson Washington here, and unfortunately cannot, and we lose 2 quarterbacks. The sign that this is just not going to happen is if, like, Bork's the best quarterback in the portal when we get there. Luttrell goes second round. We send Overton in the third. Bettis goes in the fourth. Gallo in the fourth. A couple nice portal gets. Again, like, in terms of just optics, we've definitely rebuilt the brand of Virginia Tech, even though we now have lost a star and regressed down to 3.5 star. Don't know how that happens off an 11-3 season, but it's very harsh from the game. There's no fucking way. There's no fucking way I go quarterback transfer portal and the first guy is Bork wants to come back. No way! There's 3 5s. I don't even have a chance, and they're my pipelines playing. What do you mean playing time? I need a day 1 starter. God damn it, man. God fucking damn it. We only have 1 quarterback that's not Bork that has any interest, and it is the freshman Connor Macaluso, a pocket passing quarterback, 135 NIL. I had to at least look, right? 93 mid for a freshman? 93 mid accuracy, 93 short. Not going to be a dual threat. 80. Okay, so if he has, he's going to have like 88 throw power, something like that. Oh. 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 Okay. Okay, we're going to, we'll 3-bar you on that because you're number 1. Oh, okay. I'm locked back in. Now, if we lose this guy, I'm about to go drive off a bridge. Bizarre with that quarterback situation that we have this many wide receivers that are interested in us. We have Cortez Rupert coming off a 1,000-yard season. Interested. We have Marquez Davis coming off a 1,000-yard season. Interested. It's kind of also about, like, the body type of player. Like, I don't really love gadget receivers as much anymore. I've kind of pushed past into contested as my new favorite. Julius Jones at wide receiver. He went over 1,000. Where's number 1 from Penn State? Wouldn't hate that. Now we got a couple first place here. Gadget for Marco Lewis. Brown, the number 22 player in the portal. Where's number 1? We have Vernon. Caldwell. I mean, all these guys look... Oof. You guys are going into year 5. We might as well burn as much budget as we possibly can. Nothing too insane. We're looking at a 4-star linebacker, Cody Peterman, who looks like he'd be good. 4-star Demetrius Love from Miami, who had 10 sacks last year from a D-tackle spot. It's like we know D-tackle is where our sacks come from, so I think that would be a valuable piece. We're going to try James Pace, a 4-star edge rusher. But pass rushers just don't tend to... Of course, we just got one of those really good schemes. I don't know if you guys know about this. I don't know if it's been shared with, like, the meta playbooks and stuff, but, like, the best schemes are schemes that your good edge rushers just don't get sacks in. And that's the kind of scheme that we have. That's why it's so highly regarded. Try to get a 4-star tackle here in Langtree. This might be one that we want to try to go a little more aggressive on our dynasty points, just because we lost our redshirt sophomore tackle to the draft. Outside of that, I cut the wide receivers down. I got Easter and Romero. Romero 6'6". Easter, I mean, just at this point, I'm like, what? Give me guys that have us either first or second place for the most part. I got Buchanan at running back. He's one of the top running backs in the portal. We need kind of retool that room a little bit, but that's the big one. We need the quarterback. This guy, we have to get him. You know what? Logic, I dropped the edge rusher, and I'm going to max the NIL on Demetrius Love at D tackle. That's where our sacks come from. It's not going to just miraculously change in year 5. All money on the D tackle. Second wave recruiting, we've actually dropped to number 2 on... I'm ending the video right now if I don't get this quarterback. We are so fucked if we don't. It's between us and Iowa, so it's not like a huge school kind of came out of nowhere. So let's try to just let's show our interest. Let's get ahead of this. We'll sell them on championship contender. I maxed out his scholarship, but I will take this as the sign that if we can't get him, it's just not going to happen. There we go. Rebuild is saved. We get to go to year 5. Another big win is we get Buchanan at running back, one of the top running backs in the portal, like a top 5 running back in the portal. I think actually he's number 5. We get the big-time left tackle, who's probably going to be a day 1 starter for us in Bryce Langtree. Dude, we missed out on the D tackle, though. I went all in. I mean, maybe he's taking it to the final stage, but I think, God damn it. So the end of a not great season. You know, where are we really at? And I think we had a recruiting class this year that would only be described as the best. Like, you would not know that our season went as bad and ended as terribly as it did, because we are almost a top 10 school in terms of recruiting. Now, also, we have very little budget remaining and little wiggle room, but kind of going all in on a year 5, we've done everything we possibly could. Looking at the players that we brought in. Got a couple 2-stars late just making up positional minimums, but they're all, for the most part, if you get 2-star juniors, those can be guys that can flirt with 80 rated. Looking at the actual portal gets, we got Chima Augustus, star dev. Elite dev on Cody Peterson, the sophomore linebacker. I think I've pronounced both those names wrong, back-to-back. Langtree at tackle comes in impact dev. Star dev on Tyler Graham at tackle. Romero's a star dev. We got Keys impact, one of the top running backs in the portal. Martavius Buchanan is impact. Hill comes in impact dev, and the quarterback that we are hitching our wagon to, impact dev. The second worst dev trait role you could get. But look at those numbers. Look at, like, you know, if that doesn't work, I don't know what will. Going into our high school recruits, we got elite dev on the center, RJ Smith. Star dev on Butler, the 4-star wide receiver. Normal on the tight end. Normal on Jones. Thornton, the really nice looking safety, is an impact dev. Bab is impact dev. Johnson is a star dev. And the 2 5-star freaks, the athlete Kenshiro is a star, and Casley is also a star. But I don't know. I mean, honestly, we got to get creative with this guy. I don't know if Will linebacker is going to be his best spot. It could be. Look at the quarterback. I mean, Davidson is, there's still a chance maybe he's our guy. He has 8 points with the scheme, but a 6-point advantage over Macaluso. I don't know, man. Might be another just quarterback battle. I don't know. Don't know. The good news for Macaluso, just in terms of, like, was this a good get or not, is that he has, you know, I don't need any more than 96 throw power, even if I wanted to, but he has max skill catch for accuracy. So I think if we're just trying to judge this from the process of was this the right quarterback to go get in the portal, the answer is yes. But it only brings him up to an 85 rated. So we can go to Davidson, who's already 86. We can upgrade his accuracy to bring him to 88. If I really wanted to, I mean, we might as well go 20 points there, max out his arm strength, and then we go 1 point into IQ, brings him up to an 89. Like, I mean, I think he's still, this guy has to be our quarterback again. All right, here we go. 5th and final year of the rebuild with the Virginia Tech Turkeys here. Number 14. So we are the only team on our schedule, because I was like, all right, what do we got here? I'm sure we're going to get, this rebuild has just been poop sandwich after poop sandwich. Like, our team's good, 92 overall. Arizona, BYU, Old Dominion, Georgia Tech, Cal, Duke, Syracuse. Miami does not carry a preseason ranking. Neither does Clemson. Wake Forest, Virginia. I have a feeling that, like, you know, based off of last year, Florida State's our other big competition in the conference. This could be it, man. Like, we're at a spot where we have done all we can do in terms of making Virginia, like, that is a team that's good enough to win the national title. As soon as you get over a 90 rated, you know, it might just come down to, like, it's just not gonna happen unless we, like, completely fire the coaching staff and do, like, another rebuild. Like, look at the team we got, and it's homegrown. I like the fact that we got a bunch of homegrown players. That's probably the positive that I can say to this rebuild right now. Thompson, our 92 rated wide receiver, that was a 3-star recruit that we got. Narcisse at tight end. Tight ends are such a pivotal part of this Virginia Tech offense. We recruited him. Offensive line is almost all players that we recruited. Running back, 84, Sandlin, White Lightning, 1 returner of the year. Now he's going to be a starter, full-time starter. We recruited him. Defensively, almost all recruits. Casley, the freak of nature 5-star that I think is going to be absolutely electrifying. Ganguza at D-tackle, 81 rate. That's another one of those just freak of nature. I think he was actually a 4-star player that we got. Bab, Bullard, Thornton, true freshman, 81 free. He's starting. So I think there is a point of pride that some rebuilds that we've won have clearly been, we've just outspent other teams in the transfer portal and kind of use that as a Band-Aid to, you know, get to our success. This is as homegrown as it can get. I just don't know here going into year 5 if we're good enough to win with James Franklin's system and schemes. Off to a good start, 3-0, now moved up to number 6 in the polls ahead of our rivalry week game against Georgia Tech, who are 1-1. Without a doubt, man, first rivalry game of the year, first big-time performance from Virginia Tech, 49-0. We forced 3 picks on Georgia Tech's quarterback. We get 3 touchdowns to no picks for Davidson, the running back, 1-2 punch on point, 4 touchdowns through the ground game. And then defensively, pass rush, Ganguza. How would I pronounce it? Ganguza. Ganaza. I don't know. Cause if it were Canadian, the G's would be silent. The second G would be silent. Either way, that guy's great. And we got 3 INTs. God damn, just, I don't know. Did you guys know this was Virginia Tech just can't win? We're never going to be able. Is that why this was requested? Because, yeah, we were just number 5 ranked going on the road at 2-2 Duke. And it's not College Football 26. College Football 26, Duke was actually like a juggernaut. They consistently were really good. Like, no, actually, we're just going to slip up here. Quarterback wasn't his fault. Played pretty well. A run game was not existent. And defensively, 1 sack. And, I mean, really outside of Peterman, no one else showed up. Are we able to get a bounce back winner against Syracuse? Tavius Bird, the 5-star transfer will get, had a hell of a day. 177 yards, 3 touchdowns on 6 catches. That gives him national accolades, and that goes into our Week 9 matchup against Miami. And I guess it could be worse. Miami actually has a more talented team than us, slightly. You know, you like to think. Even though we are pretty much identical, I would say, at its core. But, man, they were just underperforming. They're at least as frustrated as we are. But we got to win this one. And we've had pretty good luck against Miami in the regular season. Come on, boys. Because I know that I already looked ahead of the schedule. Clemson is undefeated and has like a top 5 ranking right now. So that Clemson game is going to be the tricky one. We cannot lose to Miami. Look pretty good, man. Miami's just kind of struggling across the board. Would obviously love to be able to win this one without having to, spoon feed the victory to our Hokies. Up 15 with 5 minutes to go. I mean, I'm still waiting for us to blow this somehow. But Miami ran out of time. They are down bad. Crystal Ball Company, they're going to be on the hot seat, if not outright can. They were bad last year. But 32 points put up by the offense. Yeah, let's try to make that Duke loss just a blip on the radar. Nothing too serious. Can't make, yes, okay, 41% completion percentage from our quarterbacks. Terrific. But I think that's also just an element with the College Football 27 sim is just not very forgiving to quarterbacks for some reason. I mean, we're getting 40% completion percentage with Peyton Manning, who literally had 100 accuracy in every single category. So, hey, it's a good win. No matter what way you put it, it's a good win. I think, like, hypothetically speaking, if we could just justify, like, say Miami was really good, and we lost to Miami, we didn't lose to Duke, we just still have that 1 win after the Miami game, regardless of context, we'd be all right with it. Alrighty, it's Clemson's turn to be good. Number 6 team of the nation, 7-0, 4-0 in conference play. Getting a look at the conference standings. We have us, 4-1. We have Georgia Tech, 4-1. We have Florida State, 4-1. 4-0 undefeated for Clemson. Even though we have the better record, it's the 6 teams right there are still in contention for the ACC championship game well into the season. So very competitive, and I think we can put a lot of those worries to rest if we can go out and beat Clemson at home. So let's go. This will be what I'd probably hop in if shenanigans are at foot. I feel like they need a little nudge. There's no harm in year 5, the final year of this rebuild, giving a little nudge to the turkeys, my fellow gobblers out there. We've done a pretty good job right now. 2 touchdowns. Of course, we give us some garbage time points. 10 straight points scored by Clemson to end the first, start the second. Holy crap, we settled for a field goal. Is James Franklin learning that, you could take points in low-scoring games? Because I don't think at any point we've really beat the brakes off anybody. 3-point lead. Oh, my God, look. Holy, we're kicking field goals in the sim, and we win. That's the kind of game that in any of the other previous 4 years, we make those trips to the red zone, get 0. Those 6 points, those 2 field goals, this run game was saddling. That was the difference maker. And we are right back into things. What a fitting end to the regular season. Our final year here. It's both ranked Virginia Tech and Virginia. Virginia the whole time, they've been beating us. I think, what are we, 2-2 through 4 games? But at no point during those 4 games has Virginia been even close to getting ranked. Finally, they are putting their best foot forward. Most competitive program they've had in a minute. What's the tail of the tape here? So we have a better offense. We got them beat by about a touchdown per game. Defensively, they're pretty good. 22 points is not too shabby at all. We're on the road. I'm almost certain we're going to lose this game. This is the kind of game that we've lost. And this is the kind of game that I don't think we're not going to lose with James Franklin. Well, you never know. This could be the year, man. We just lose to Duke for some reason, but then we beat Miami. We beat a really good Clemson team, and maybe, just maybe, this team is trying to figure it out. They're going, hey, actually, we're better than, more talented than 95% of the teams in college. Maybe we actually play like it, despite our coach. I'm going to be intrigued to see the stats because a lot of our wins have been modest, you know? Like, we're winning like a lot of 23-13s, 20-9s, you know, just weird combos that don't make sense with football scoring. It's just a lot of games where we've given up safeties, you know? Saying, but hey, there we go. We finish in the green. 5 Commonwealth Cups. 3-2 throughout, but at least we finish on top here. And we are going into the ACC Championship with a whole lot of momentum. Imagine we're probably playing Florida State. Could be a rematch against Clemson. All right, Florida State. Number 3, Virginia Tech. Number 6, Florida State. Should be a banger. But again, at bare minimum, I really want to win. We have lost 3 straight ACC championships. We've done enough in the regular season that this won't cost us, you know, final year of the rebuild playoff run. We had that secured. But what's a little curious, tail of the tape of this one, Florida State averages almost 40 points a game. 100 more yards of total offense. Yikes. Defensively, we got them barely beat. Not a lot, and we actually average more yards and stuff. Jesus Christ. All right. It's going to be a tough one. Feels like it's a great time to bust out the burgundy mahogany jerseys right here. Total turkey effort. Game of the week. ACC Championship. 3 straight. Chugging an energy drink. It's 8 at night. What a day. What a freaking day. Kind of day. And I'm going to be pretty angry. I literally, you want to know this controller? I smashed it, right, so hard that the vibrator in it was like clunking. You wanna know how I fixed it? I re-smashed it, and now it works. Broken controller fund. But all you gotta do is threaten the broken controller fund, and then you just get out to 21-0 leads in the ACC championship, and then we blow 21-0 leads apparently. No defense being played. All touchdowns on both sides of the ball. Very slender lead for the Hokies going into the 4th quarter. 10-point lead. I think now's a great time to see if I can all come in, get some reps in to seal the deal, or I'm going to throw an interception. 3rd and 7. I actually want to get like a Texas route. We have such a fun running back. So fast. So dynamic. Return man of the year. Oh, he's not even in the field. I love that. He's not even on. Gas him up. He's not even in the game. Alrighty. Still going to go to the running back. Oh! Terrible. That looks like a nose tackle in coverage. What is number 8? Trying to make a play on that football. All right, here we go. Sailing. Halfback choice. Please. There we go. Just get it to him. 4 touchdowns for Davidson. Oh, baby. The right call. I'm not going to... I can't take credit. It was very much... He was just the best we had. And we said, you know what? Maybe this would be the year that the highest rating quarterback would also be the quarterback that plays the best. That was... really all the method to the magic of having this quarterback play like this. But I think with this performance, he's over 30 passing touchdowns on the year. You wouldn't know it. Would not know it. But we're gonna try it here. We're gonna max protect. We're gonna hit 98 buttons before we snap the ball because that's how you're supposed to play this game. Come on. Right there, right bumper. Got it. Beautiful! I did something. Max protect. They blocked their asses off. We do not lose 4 straight ACC championships. The Hokies. We actually might even improve our ranking. I'm not saying we'll go out to number 1, but we just took down number 6. That wasn't particularly close. So I think it'd be a little unfortunate if we do not move up any spot in the polls. But finally, ACC champions. And we go into the college football playoff with a whole lot of momentum. But what a performance from the quarterback. The transfer portal get Mr. Davidson. Ignore the completion percentage. 4 touchdowns, no picks, 300 yards. Run. He had a rushing touchdown too. This guy's a statue. And he's finding a way to get positive yards on the ground. Tight end Narcisse, I will give credit. I think this scheme is dog shit. I think the defensive scheme is also dog shit. But it's cool to see that there are schemes that the tight end is like your go-to guy. Just naturally and organically. Davidson has set the Virginia Tech single-season passing touchdown record. And obviously we're going to pad these stats a little bit, hopefully through a lengthy playoff run. But there you go, 3,500 yards is all it takes. 31 touchdowns and 2 picks. And we know we got a couple scrambling. Oh, literally, that was it. Wait. Oh, he's going to be way down here. So we had 3. So, in counting, 34 touchdowns and counting for Mr. Davin Davidson. Very nice. I imagine by the end of this playoff run, we'll at least hit 1,000 yards on Sandlin. Receiving, we'll probably hit 1,000 yards with our tight end. That is so cool. Malik Thompson, our generational 3-star wide receiver. Flirting with 1,000 yards, double-digit touchdowns, but defensively, dude, that's not a good scheme. 7 sacks, though, from Gangaza. INT numbers have been reasonable in this rebuild as well. Shit, I got a little too excited. We're the number 1 team in the nation! And on top of that, who else would have the John Mackey winner than Virginia Tech? Is that the third different tight end we've got that award with? It's kind of cool. Kind of cool that we've done that. Now take a look at the college football playoff bracket. Number 1 seed. We await the winner of TCU and Washington. Ooh, that'd be cool. Playing Washington again. Probably know some of the players there. We got Texas Tech, Oklahoma, and Ole Miss on our side of the bracket. Other side is Boise State, USC, Florida State, Utah, Michigan, and Ohio State. I would say I would like to play any team not named Ohio State in the finals. Here we go, baby. No forced win, no nothing, but very cool that we are taking on the team that we just rebuilt last. So I'm just curious who they still have. So they have Roskpov. That's the realistic 2027 recruiting class quarterback. He's up to an 87. Not bad. Don't really remember anyone in that backfield. As far as these receivers, I mean, there's not going to be a whole lot of guys. It'd be, what freshmen do they still have that we remember? But man, oh man, I do miss that pass rush. Do miss being able to get after the... Oh, I miss... Ooh. I think the advantage defense goes to the Huskies in this matchup. I've had fun with this rebuild. I think it's... Again, it's not... We did Virginia Tech for a reason. I'm glad we did the Virginia Tech because you guys requested it, but we're still doing these 3-star rebuilds. 3-star rebuilds aren't going to be anywhere comparable, especially in College Football 27, to doing like a cupcake school. Like almost all 3-star rebuilds, we should be like at worst 6 to 7 wins. So we went 8-5, 9-5, 11-3, 11-3. Now we are here as expected, but it's all about, you know, winning games when it matters. Record in college football looks nice, I guess, helps with your job security every now and again, but like if you could just beat up bad teams and lose to the good teams, you're never going to get anywhere. And that's kind of been the MO of Virginia Tech. Now, I don't know how that's going to happen in the playoff because every team you run into the playoff is a good team. But this year we have shown, outside of Duke for some reason, that, you know, we're playing really well against the good teams. Beat the brakes off Florida State. Beat the brakes, relatively speaking, Clemson and Miami. And here we are up 21-17. Oh, we're just giving them way too many chances. 2:03 for them to go get a game win, and they can't do it. Let's go. We get at least one playoff win. Your Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl champions. And carried on to the college football playoff semifinal. Virginia Tech 21, Washington 17. On the back of efficient football. I mean, I don't think anyone's really going to have a big-time stat line here, which is, it's been kind of lame that we haven't really been able to elevate anybody. But, you know, modest. There we go. Davidson keeps getting some rushing touchdowns. Sandlin in the running backfield, 87 yards and a touchdown. A solid game. Tight end, leading receiver, as expected. Defensively, we got 2 sacks from Marlon Robinson. That's a 2-star guy that I got in the portal. Tell you, don't sleep on 2 stars. Gangazza has been a monster. 2 TFLs and a sack. Our best pass rusher all season long. And the rebuild is not quite ready to be over yet. Let's go, man. That's a 2-star transfer portal senior getting player of the week in a college football playoff game. In the semifinal, we get number 12, Texas Tech. With the bracket, Texas Tech got through Oklahoma, got through Ole Miss. Oh, Ohio State lost. Wow. I say never any shenanigans, but what I can prove that there's 100% no shenanigans. No, they legitimately got smoked by Utah. Wow, and that's a 14-1 Utah. Okay, maybe I don't know. Maybe I don't. Maybe Ohio State's not the team you need to fear in this playoff. But man, oh man, I was already thinking like, all right, you know, talk about it in Madden when we go on a win streak in our rebuilds, winning the Super Bowl time. You got to lose every now and again to make it so it's not just a foregone conclusion when you click on the video that I'm winning a national championship. And I felt like this was finally going to be the rebuild that we're going to slip up. Now seeing this roll, I don't think our streak needs to end. We can win a national championship without having to play Ohio State, Miami in the playoffs. Oklahoma is another cheat code team. Like, this is as favorable. Like, I've beat USC plenty of times. I probably have beat USC more times than any other team in our rebuilds to win a national championship. Texas Tech could be tricky, but they're a 12 seed. I'd like to think we're favorites to that one. Utah has been an insane run, but like that's not a common team of being dominated. Like, I feel like this would be an utter failure at this current landscape to not finish off as national champions. It is all in our hands. Back here in Miami, the Orange Bowl against Tech. I don't need no walk-ups. We're ready to go and dominate. We know that the pressure is now on. Virginia Tech is the favorites to go and win the national championship this season. How is James Franklin's squad going to handle that pressure? And now I'm just so... Anytime I do these rebuilds, you got to balance. Do I hop in? Do I influence these games too much? Does my influence... My influence usually hinders. But the streak, again, you know, I'm not saying I want to lose, but I'm gonna say when I do lose, we're due for it. I've yet to lose and not win a national championship in all of our college football 27 rebuilds. I did not fucking purposely throw a pick there. And now I 100% need to hop in the next good moment and try to make up for costing our team a little bit of a lead, a little bit of interest. So there we go. Our team got a touchdown. Texas Tech is maintaining a lead, but here we go. This is the time. Thompson, that is, we got to find a way here to get to our 6'6", 95 speed, best 3-star wide receiver I've ever seen. Oh my God, that is a hell of a play by the DB. You need to get a little bit more height on that. No. Come on. Quick touchdown here. The game's quick touchdown here. Defense gets a stop. The game's still open. 3rd and 9. Again, God damn it. I don't think I've had one first down in like... Oh my God. I'm not gonna say super linebacker. That linebacker has a star under his name. He's probably a stud. But that reminded me, that looked like a play that you would see in Madden 7 years ago that we were losing our minds. How is that linebacker covering? Oh! Let's go! When in doubt, go to the tight end. Angle curls. Let's go angle curls. And we have Salen. There we go. That's the running back I wanted to get to a couple game plays ago on this Texas route. All right. We gotta be setting our max protect. Come on, C4. You gotta hit 90. If you don't hit and set 7 different adjustments, bad things are gonna happen in this game. Replay. Max protect, please. Thank you very much. We're gonna ID the mic. We're gonna talk about him. We're gonna say mean things about his mother. The fuck did I just do? What is this? Not my play? How did I audible the play? I said max protect and we just run a different fucking play. Oh, this. I'll make you. There we go. Audible into a goddamn Texas route. We'll send you. It is almost 9 p.m. That is all. The kids are almost at bedtime, which is dad's time, you know. Oh! How about that? Go to the tight end! Mercies! Homegrown! Sour diesel! Straight Keith! Dead ass! What a play! I was gonna. Okay, I'll go tie it. I feel like I have no shame. There'll be no asterisks if I can go tie this and force this to overtime. There we go. Green catch that. What are you guys' thoughts on the green catch? I feel like anytime you bring up something like that, I'm just assuming people are gonna shit on it because people just hate everything. I kind of like it. I kind of like it, but I also don't know if it becomes the new standard in EA football games if it's not gonna get played out. But when it works and you make ridiculous catches because you're green barring it, feels pretty good. When you drop something that's relatively wide open because you just somehow yellow bar it, feels pretty bad. But I feel like it kind of reflects terrible drops happen. Oh my god, look at X. Terrible drops happen in real life all the time. So I feel like it does represent that fairly well. As I'm putting forth maybe the best drive I've put up in a month here on the channel. Won't count for nothing if I can't find a way to get into the end zone. See a little bit better block in there by the motion player, but that is fine. We're going to go back. Angle curls. Can I finally hit this goddamn play to my 97 acceleration running back? Because if we can get him inch of daylight right there. Don't get baited. There we go. Call a timeout. We have all of our timeouts. I will not play overtime. I think right now, because we've won all of our dynasties, I think it has to be in the cards. If we win in overtime. Oh my god. Ooh. It was meant to be. If we don't win in overtime, me willing this team to force overtime is just delaying the inevitable. I can accept that. So tight end, come on. Oh, we got baited there. Throw it away. Oh, he could have dived for that. Let's just go mesh. It's on the one. Actually, you know what? Oh. Audible to a run. This should work. Oh, forward! Oh, dude. This is toss play? C4 special. Is it time? The C4 special? Do we have that in our wheelhouse? Because I feel like the C4 special doesn't work. It's not like Madden. Strong toss to the left, audible. Strong toss to the right, audible to the left. Stop the fucking ball! What is the play clock? Don't run it again. Toss. Honestly, give it us. This is probably better. Toss play from 5 yards out is, yeah, you know, there's not a difference. 5 yards, 1 yard. It's it's either gonna work or it's not gonna work. 5 yards not gonna make a difference. They look like they're defending this a lot better. Oh yeah. Do we go for two? No. We gotta stay with. We got them to overtime. If it's meant to be, and we're meant to go make the national championship, meant to have an opportunity to keep our win streak alive, this team's gonna find a way on their own in overtime. I did my job, capped off with a C4 special. Overtime, we got no points. Oh, we did get points. Did we win? Well, and leave it to James Franklin to ruin and end our win streak of successful college football 27 dynasties. Started with Colorado and Coach Prime. Won a national championship there. Went to my beloved Florida Gators. Won a national championship there. Went to Oklahoma State. Wasn't super challenging because they kind of have some of the most fun, exciting skill position players in college. But we didn't win while they were on the team. Had to kind of retool the team, recoup some of those losses. Eventually won a national championship there. Went to Minnesota, Golden Gophers, won a national championship there. Did a cool thing where I put Peyton Manning in his prime on Tennessee, won a national championship there. Went to Washington, the most requested team, and we won a national championship there. Then comes Virginia Tech, where it's Penn State all over again. Pretty good team, can't win the big one. I think overall the fact that we just never had up until this year even remotely dangerous quarterback play, right? You know, having the fun sim offense that the tight end eats is cool. It's a novelty. But at the end of the day, when your defense just doesn't get sacks and your passing game struggles to get any momentum, any motion, like we never have 1,000-yard players outside of the tight end. It's just not good enough. I think honestly, if we just kept on keeping on, like I'd have to just clean house. We'd have to like restart the rebuild, bring in a new coach, bring in a new offensive scheme. Couldn't get it done, man. Congrats to you. You guys stumped me. It's like, remember the show Stump the Schwab? Used to be on ESPN. It's like, can you find teams that I can't win national championships with? So far, I've won every challenge. Till now. There you go, fellas. That is another College Football 27 Dynasty Rebuild in the books. Thank you guys very much for tuning in. What I need from you guys now is to let me know in the comment section below which school you want to see next. I saw a lot of Maryland, saw a lot of Pitt. You know, maybe want to do a little bit different conference. Like I like to do maybe like at least alternating conferences in a rebuild. So let me know what you guys want to see there. I'm very, very close to announcing our Cupcake Dynasty team. My brother's back in the hospital right now. Like the plan, what you're going to be watching this on Saturday night. The plan was to actually stream on Friday. My brother had to go back in the hospital Friday. He was supposed to come home today. Complications, still in the hospital. Might be Sunday, could be Monday. It's just kind of one of those things where it's like, locking in for a stream. College football streams are going to be like 5 hours long. And for me to commit that amount of time, need a little bit more stability on the other side of things, but there is, I'll say, 20% chance I will just out of nowhere with no promotion be streaming tomorrow night, Sunday night here on YouTube, starting our Cupcake Dynasty. If not, I'll probably at least plan to announce ahead of time that we're going to be doing a stream like Monday. It's going to be between Sunday and Tuesday. I'm planning on getting something out to you guys. I think you guys are going to enjoy it. Has some cool details about what we are doing. I'm going to leave it up in the air. I'll say right now it is a school that is 1.5-star prestige. There's a reason why I picked this school. And I think you guys are going to have a good time. I've been putting in time in the lab. Getting used to the playbook, finding plays that I like, finding ways that I can win a little bit because we are going to be embracing the challenge of this. It's going to be a stream first series. I'm going to stream it. I'm going to stream the entire series from year one of the rebuild. I'm probably going to try to do a year a night, a year a stream, until we win a national championship. And then I'm going to clip everything together from all those streams. And I'm going to kind of make like a big rebuild video upload for everybody to watch in case you can't tune in the streams. But it's going to be cool, man. I've been wanting to stream College Football 27 a lot. And it's just, I literally was like, dude, I'm going to stream this year. I'm going to stream during the days. And I'm going to clip the streams and make it like my regular YouTube content. That is so perfect. I'm going to have such a blast. And it's, oh, shit. I got 2 kids home for summer vacation. I can't do that. So, excited to get into that. Stay tuned. Give me a follow on X at PopXC4. That's when I'll be posting, when I will be streaming that. Please let me know in the comment section below what Dynasty you guys want to see next from like this regular rebuild standpoint that I can get out to you guys. If it is your first time stopping by, we are working our way to 200,000 subscribers here on the channel. So if we can hit that sooner rather than later, I would very much appreciate that. I hope this new webcam that I brought in and introduced halfway through the video looks cooler. I can't really tell because I have my glasses on all the time. Literally looks the same. But appreciate that. Appreciate all the love and support to kind of start the season. That was allowing me to upgrade the setup a little bit. And until next time, it's your boy C4. Peace. I love you. Have a good one.